Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly, game master today, I guess. Because today, we had scheduled our regular session of our ongoing Legacy of the Crystal Shard campaign, but because we had some player absences and people on vacation, it's still summertime, we were down to 2 players, and our last session, if you're watching this as part of the playlist, at another time, our last session did leave in a bit of a cliffhanger. So today we're going to be playing a very special one-shot set in the same region during our Legacy of the Crystal Shard campaign in the Icewind Dale, but using some different heroes. One of the things we like to do on the channel is sometimes run war stories that are side stories that happen during the course of the regular campaign that flush out sort of what's happening in the rest of the world and give the players an opportunity to have some insight into what else is going. I elected to use one of my favorites for this session, and that would be Paizo Publishing's outstanding Pathfinder 2nd Edition, in part because I really love the game, and also in part because both these guys are familiar with the game and are, from our Spires Paradar game or just in general familiar with Pathfinder 2. So guys, why don't you tell us, first of all, let me do introductions for who is going to be joining us today. I will say that for today's session, we are going to be drawing on material as well from the 2013 adventure Legacy of the Crystal Shard, also from Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden. If you do intend to play Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden, then I would hold off watching this because this will have spoilers for at least one of the adventures in the in that mega campaign. So with that said, let me go through. Guys, I want you to tell us who you are and who you're playing today. First up, we've got John.
Hey everyone, I'm John, and I'm playing Mariata. She is a warrior bard and has a deep love for knowledge, and bears a somewhat reluctant, heavy responsibility for looking out for her siblings.
Very nice. If I can ask you guys to change your display names too, because I for sure will forget the things. And joining Mariata, playing Mariata's brother, is Darren.
Yep, I'm playing Livari, who is a level 1 sorcerer, and I think we're out here to find our brother. Mm-hmm.
So I did a little bit of an intro from before the session to give context, and I think we'll just dive right in, and then we'll see. So our scene opens, guys, in a field of white. We can hear the sound of blowing snow, and wait, do I have... I must have winds in here. Yep. There we go. Winds are blowing. And then we hear kind of the sound of something crunching along through snow. And you hear a... And out of this white comes riding... a tundra axebeak. And sitting on the back is one of our heroes, is Mariata. And John, why don't you tell us what do we see? She probably has goggles on, but one of the things you guys may have noticed is that both of your characters have a slight resistance to cold. That is because you guys are of the ragged tribes. You are... in Pathfinder 2 terms, winter-touched humans, which means you treat cold as one less severe than what it actually is, and you actually have a resistance to cold damage. So while it's freezing out here, you don't need to be dressed quite as cold, bundled up as what a softer person from outside of the Dale may have required. So what do we see?
But yeah, Mariata's there. She's got her goggles on to protect her eyes. She's also got a cloth over her mouth and nose just because these axe beaks stink, even though she doesn't often say anything about it. And she's just scanning ahead, squinting behind her goggles, trying to see through the terrain. Mm-hmm.
And we hear a slightly faster pace when a second axebeak comes riding up, or tundra axebeak, and seated on the back is another figure. I think if you had an opportunity to look a little more closely, you would see that there is a family resemblance between the two. But Darren, what do we see with Livari?
Yep. he's got his winter clothes on, but he's got his hood back. He's embracing the cold. He seems to sort of almost get energy from the cold. He loves that feel of the cold air on his face. He's got quite a weathered looking face. He definitely looks older than you'd expect him if you knew his age. Sort of dark eyes. It looks like he's been through the wars a little bit, and that's due to what he's been doing in his sorcery life. But yeah, piercing sort of narrow slitted eyes, just looking out into the sort of snow, and he's keeping an eye out for what's going on.
Okay.
And keeping an eye on his sister.
So as Ivari pulls up or pulls his axe pick up the side, they both kind of like snap at one another.
Yank on the reins.
Okay, you pull it back. Let's get some dice rolling. Why don't you each give us a survival roll, please? And we'll just treat the higher one as well, so long as one of them gets so 16 and a 7. Okay. So, Ivari, you pull up, and Marietta, you could spend a hero point if you'd like to re-roll that, or you are following the trail of your brother's sled. Now, one of the things we talked about before we went live is that Marietta and Ivari, while they are brother and sister, they are not the only two children of their family. They have a younger brother named Mika. Our scene is opening up out on the Icewind Dale, well into the winter of the witch, and it is around here, somewhere around here in the vast open areas between Caer Konig, which I don't have marked on the map right now, and Kelvin's Cairn. This is a region notably that many like orcs and other unsavory types like to traverse, and in recent years, or in the recent months, I should say, have also been traversed by very hostile members of one of the Ragged tribes. Something that does not respect the fact that Caer Konig was settled 100 years ago by members of the tribes. These violent and aggressive tribes don't make any recognition for it. The reason that we find our two heroes out here in search of their younger brother and his sled is because this is now the second day. He was to be back because there is there's some kind of festival going on in Caer Konig. He was to be back for this to assist with things, and he's not, and that is extremely not like Mika. Mika has always had, we talked before, your family raises tundra axebeaks for hiring out or for sale as mounts in the Icewind Dale. They're, as long as you don't mind keeping up a steady diet of meat for them, then they can be really effective mounts out on the tundra. But the and Mika, from a young age, had an uncanny connection with natural things, including a time when, as a toddler, he wandered into the axebeak pen and was not torn apart for food. He seemed to connect with them. But this is extremely not like him, and you just have a sinking feeling in your gut. That, I think, Marietta, may be why you just did not, you weren't able to find the tracks. You've been following them quite easily, but Ivari, you come trotting up beside. Marietta, what do we see when, to reflect you've lost the trail here?
I think it's just a matter of the two axebeaks are just starting to get annoyed with each other's company. She's just focusing on controlling her mount, and she doesn't ride these very often. She doesn't have Mika's gift with these things. Okay. So she's the thing's a little bit more ornery because it can sense her dislike of it.
I think you see her quite angrily, Ivari, kind of shake one of them to the side, to the point of, she's not a weak woman. So think kind of a little more, louder than what you would expect. But I think it's likely the concern for your brother that's fueling that frustration, with the animals. Ivari, you see this, recognize this sort of rising tension in your sister. You look down, and there it is. It's hard to see, but there are still the twin tracks. Your brother came this way. What do you say?
Keep focused. You know, don't let your emotions get control of you. This is the way he's gone.
And
We must hurry. This is most unlike him to have not returned, and he knows how to deal with himself out here.
So Lavari kicks his axe beak and it starts trotting off. Oh, sorry, John, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mayada, she kind of like half grimaces behind her face cover and just kicks her axe beaks to follow. Emotion's what got her out here.
Yeah. All right. It is about another, we would see a nice long shot of you guys, your two axe beaks kind of riding along in the vast open wastelands. We see a couple more moments of you guys tracking, finding his tracks. It's leading into a much more hilly area around, while Kelvin's Cairn is obviously the biggest peak that's in the middle of the Icewind Dale, visible from almost anywhere, weather permitting. There still are a fair amount of really nasty foothills and whatnot, made no less pleasant to travel in the wintertime. You guys are trotting along on this when Ilvari, you're going, riding along, and you hit a point. That's weird. The tracks just end. And Marietta, this is now your turn to your axe beak comes riding up to be next to where Ilvari is, and he's looking from the mount or the saddle of your axe beak, Ilvari. It seems like they just end. Like as if the wind came by and swept them away somehow.
I think I'd have probably got off of my mount, and I'll be looking around and trying to sort of brush the snow. And
sure. Why don't you give us a perception check, please?
Okay.
So you're looking down and you hear a cry over the sound of the wind. And you recognize it. It's some kind of like some tundra hawk or something like that. But you look up and you don't see it, and then suddenly, about maybe about 150 feet ahead of you, this hawk suddenly appears, soaring upwards, and it seems to be kind of carrying itself on some kind of like a thermal wind, and then it dips down and vanishes. You hear the sound of its cry again, and it once again comes up. You can give us either an Arcana or Occult check if you like.
Let's have a look. Let's go for Occult.
Okay. So you look, and you make your way right up to where the tracks end. Marietta, you're trying to see what he's doing. Ilvari, you stand up, you put your staff in the snow, and you drag it along, creating a line. And the line goes directly parallel to where the tracks are going, and then as your staff goes past that point to where it ends, the marks end, and your staff vanishes. You pull the staff back. There is some kind of enchantment at play here. An illusion, perhaps. So, Marietta, you don't need to make a roll for this. You see this happen. He seems to be doing this for your benefit. A visual way of showing you what's happened. So you sort of look back at your sister. This, obviously, unnatural and not anything like you've ever heard of before.
Marietta will dismount from her axe beak and kind of stare at it and stay, and then walk over to Valerie and gets fairly close to the illusion, as tries and sticks her hand out to see if her hand will disappear from the air.
If you get close enough to it, it does.
Pulls it back.
There's no pain, no sensation, no tingling, just it's disconcerting to not see your hand any longer. Well, I suppose it's no different than in the summer when the water's not solid, to be able to place your hand into a deep pool, one of the lakes.
We've been out here before in this particular area?
You're not certain of this specific spot. Again, because it's so difficult to travel out in this part of the foothills, it's not really a place that people generally go to.
This is disconcerting, brother.
It is, unfortunately, precisely the kind of place that Mika would go to.
Yeah. I'm assuming that I know of this sort of magic, but would I have seen anything like this before? Is this
is way beyond.
Is this quite powerful magic, would I think?
Yeah, either to make there are certainly sorcerers that can. I don't mean sorcerers in general, but like spellcasters who can hide or conceal, massive locations. Either what it means is it's either a spell in effect by a very powerful sorcerer, or it is a spell that was put in place on a location or an object or something by a very powerful sorcerer. So there's something definitely something very unusual and powerful in this magic.
Looks like our brother's gotten himself in trouble again.
Or trouble's found him. But either way, we don't have a choice. We must continue. I feel we will be safe to travel through this illusion. Yes. But be warned, this is powerful magic.
I think we should leave at least a sign of something outside to mark our path here, instead of it getting buried in the snow and lost if we don't come back. Is there anything nearby, like any kind of sticks or something we can stack up to mark the area?
Not that you. I mean, there are stones. If you want to spend half an hour kind of rooting around, you could probably find stones. One of the benefits of these foothills is that the wind, blowing across the tundra there, it does allow much of the stone here in the higher spots to be exposed. Okay. So I think you can kind of collect it if you want. If you mean like an Inukshuk type thing, I think you could spend a little bit of time and create something like that. If
Vari isn't opposed to it, I'd probably make it maybe a foot or so away from the
he probably
illusion.
Would be opposed to it, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't think we've got time for this. If this magic has done something, then we may be getting ourselves into more trouble. So
she shrugs and says, well, if we get lost, I'm blaming you in the afterlife.
This sign will be to no use.
So, with Lavari's reluctance, Mariota puts the Inukshuk together, and then what do you guys do?
I'm going to head through and see if I can then see the sort of pathway.
On foot or on your axe-beak?
I'm going to walk it in.
Okay.
To make it a little bit less jittery and panicked, sort of thing. So
you guys, and they are both of the axe-beaks are a little agitated. You guys walk the things in, and then let me show you what awaits you there. So you should be able to see a vast, it's kind of like a canyon or a valley with a pinched bit in the end. What I'd like each of you to do is to give us a nature check, please, because the axe-beaks are not happy with the sudden appearance of this fairly... Okay, so let me check. Stop making faces here and check what the actual difficulty is.
It's just not going to be good enough.
Yeah, unfortunately, neither of those is... do you guys want to spend... hero point, or do the axe-beaks, or do you want to try and spend a... They're going to try and run away. You could try an athletics to try and wrestle them under control, or you can re-roll the nature rolls. DC's a 15 to try and keep them under control.
Yeah, I would just try and grab mine, I think.
Yeah. Try to wrestle mine back down to control. Just get over here.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so you've got... it's not running away. So you're able to sort of wrestle this thing down. Same thing with Elvari. Yeah, both of you guys. I mean, you grew up raising these damn things, so you know how to get an out-of-control axe-beak under control. They calm down, which allows you an opportunity to look down into this valley.
Mariota, as they're wrestling, is like, I hate to wonder what happened to our brother if he just ran through here at full speed on those dogs.
Well, you need not question. So right down here, this gap down here, 10 feet down, 20 feet down, 30 feet down, 40 feet down to the surface down here. Right around here, there are...
I think you're on a layer that we can't see.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't see
Can you
that,
see me now,
so-
guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet down to where this frozen river is down here. What you can see, and there's a path that seems to run along the bottom here, but right around here is the shattered remains of Mika's sled and the bodies of 4 of his dogs. For the 4 sled dogs he had. There's a great deal of blood down there, and there is no sign of Mika. Now, why don't you each give us a perception check, please? Okay, 14. Nat 1 from Ivari. Ivari, you want to spend a hero point on that?
No, he's going to go and investigate the
Okay.
situation a bit further when he gets a chance.
So, Mariota, are you happy with that, or you want to hero point that? You guys get another hero point in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I will spend a hero point. There we go.
So Ivari is like looks down, and he's about to move forward, and Mariota, you put your hand up like, wait. A couple things that you notice with that roll, Mariota. For one, there is sprays of blood down there that would not have been caused by the fall. Unless they fell onto like swords or axes, there would not be the kind of arterial spray. As a hunter, you know what it's like to strike a killing blow and what the scene of that looks like. That's what happened. At least 3 of the dogs were killed after the fall. And you know your brother. That's not what... If there was any chance of saving those dogs, there was no way that he would put them down like that.
Yeah. Mariota like throws out a hand to stop Lavari and says, the fall did not kill these animals.
The other thing you notice, look far at the end of the valley. There's a pair of doors down there at the end of that. And you have been to, I think, Mariota, to the walls of Bryn Shander. And you've been to, traveled through the Dwarven Valley, I imagine. You've seen what the fortifications look like there. Across the way, very well concealed, there is what appears to be just a hillock or part of the surrounding terrain, but you can see there are a series of what the dwarves call murder holes in there. It's black within, but this is precisely the kind of place where warriors who are subject to a siege like to hide and then pelt their enemies with deadly arrows or crossbow bolts or worse. You also can see there are similar ones along this valley wall over here too.
You must take great care, Lavari. This is an approach that gets enemies murdered.
You do not see anyone... Oh, sorry, Darren. You don't see anyone...
No, I was just going to...
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it seems our brother's fallen into a trap or found himself in a trap.
To be clear, too, this terrain that you see here, this whole vale, this was not here from where you were standing. You did not see this. Whatever that illusion is, it seems to conceal this entire valley.
And can we look out? Or do we see like a wall or a shimmering light? Or you can see out normally?
You look out, it looks normal.
Yeah.
And from here, you see your tracks. And you see your brother's tracks as well.
Okay, so they'd be able to see out, but people wouldn't be able to see it. Okay.
Exactly, yeah. So.
Well, let us approach the wreckage and see if we can find him, his tracks leaving.
Why don't you guys each give us a society check as well? And you each get a hero point. Okay. Margata, it could be the Southerners who built this stuff. Like the type of structure. You've heard that, those who live outside of the Icewind Dale, they build structures like this from stone. No one in the Dale builds like this because, stone is not it's sturdy and whatnot, but it saps the heat away, so it's a really unpleasant thing to live in. But you have no other guess as to, what hands may have crafted this thing. What would you guys like to do?
Let's start moving towards the wreckage of the sled and the dogs.
Okay. So you have ropes and, maybe not pythons, but you would have like a stake or like things to put in the ground to anchor it, or a grappling hook. Or you could tie it onto the axe beaks, and use their weight as to counterweight yourselves. The slope is not particularly vicious, but it's steep enough that you certainly wouldn't want to lose your footing going down. So you could try climbing down yourself, or you could, place a rope and then try and make your way down.
How are the axe beaks on inclined surfaces? Surely they're
they're not bad, but I mean, it's like taking horses out. Like if it falls and breaks an ankle, then
And our axe beaks aren't trained for combat. They're
most definitely not.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Their only aggressive instincts are when they're hungry, right?
Yeah, and they are, if they do come under attack with something on their back, their usual response is to try and buck whatever's they're off and then flee.
Do we think they're a bit of a hindrance at this stage, as in noise and?
I certainly want to take them down where there's blood has been spilled. Their aggressive instincts might.
Oh yeah,
kick
like
in
they may tuck into the bodies of the even though they're a day old, they may tuck into that.
Have they got a particularly good sense of smell as well, or?
Not terribly.
Good.
I mean, they are predators, so they've got a decent sense of smell, but not like they're not tracking animals the way like a wolf, or a well-trained dog might be.
I guess their eyes are their what they use to find stuff.
And speed. Yeah. They just cover a lot of ground. So in answer, I think they're more of a hindrance at this point. Depending on what approach you're trying to take, you cannot see any sign of from here. You can't see any sign of Mika down there, other than this trail that seems to lead up towards those two doors in the end of the valley.
Yeah, I'm just a little concerned that whoever's attacked them may still be over on these walls and.
Don't feel that you need to be
holes.
on this side as well. You guys can think, your characters can see beyond the map. If what you'd like to do is make your way to the other side of the valley, wind around and approach this from the far side, nothing prevents you from doing that. And your axe beaks could get you over there pretty quickly. So I've placed your tokens on the one side for where you first came across here and where your Mika came across this valley, but don't feel that you need to approach from this specific direction if you don't want to.
Was Majetta's perception good enough to see tracks leading away from this situation?
Not from up here, no.
Okay.
What she was able to see, though, is that this is about 40 feet above the surface of here. And from what Margata knows, she's exactly what you want, an older sister who's a know-it-all, but also happens to know a shit ton of stuff. She knows that this thing perched, 40 feet above this valley, this is designed to look out for and attack people making the approach from down here.
Maybe if we circle around and come in from this angle, we can...
Yeah, at the same height.
Kind of come in and see if there's anybody inside of this place without getting shot and peppered to death.
Okay.
And we can also look for more tracks in case our brother has managed to get away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me just move your tokens over there, guys. Boom, and boom. So we assume a little bit of time. Each square is 5 feet in this. So why don't you guys each give us a stealth check, please?
Stealth.
Ooh. I think I might give that a re-roll.
Okay, go ahead.
Not much better.
So I think very well, Marietta is, and feel I've put your tokens in an arbitrary order. You guys can set yourselves up however you like. And what are you carrying right now?
I think we'd left our axe beaks just a little bit off the map.
Okay.
Just told them to stay. I think she's just going to be approaching maybe with her. I don't think she wants to approach with any weapons out right now, but the dagger's always close at hand.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I carry a staff, so I sort of use it almost as a walking stick as well, sort of the obvious.
So you guys...
But I am going to put up a shield once we go back into this area.
Okay, like your magical shield?
Yeah, just a...
Sure. Well, what does your magical shield look like?
It's just a... It's almost undetectable. It's just a sort of, if you catch it at the right light, it's just a shimmering... It's like a bubble, you know, so at the wrong light you wouldn't see it, and then it just catches in the light, and then it's just like a bubble around him.
If I might suggest, well, just because of your bloodline, if you see it at odd angles, maybe there's like ghostly faces that seem to like pass across on it.
Yeah, so maybe it's more, when you see it, it's more of a sort of grey, sort of shadowy.
Mm-hmm. And it's only a certain light. Like, it's not always there, but just if you see it in a certain light, you're like, wait, did I just see? You're like, no, leave it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moriarty kind of like shudders and like, I hate when you do that.
So then, as you're making your way up, Elvari has the shield up, and then you can hear Marietta, your brother, kind of moving next to you. He stumbles a bit, and there's a kind of, a couple of rocks kind of fall down, and you are aware enough that was loud enough to potentially draw the attention of something. So why don't we click on our tokens, guys? You can switch, since you're using stealth, you can use stealth to roll for initiative, and I'll roll for initiative for something else. Let me move this.
Fine with perception.
Sorry?
I'm good with perception.
I think because you were stealth, I'm not sure you've got an option.
Oh.
I think because that's what you were doing, you're coming in with that you... I could be wrong. But
subtract 2. I'll subtract 2 from that then.
Oh, and let me...
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check that on the break. I actually can't remember whether like you're mandated by what your whatever your approach was beforehand. But okay, so 17, and there we go. Add turn. We roll for them. All right. So then, Ilvari, you're actually up first. You think you can hear, you need not make a roll, something is stirring within here. And it is about 50 feet away. So you have 3 actions, Ilvari. What are you doing?
Yes, I think I'd have been obviously conscious of that noise as well, and that sort of sprung me into action a bit.
Okay.
Thinking that, we could get ourselves in trouble here. Just before we came into this, did we see any signs of our brother's footsteps or anything leaving this?
Not from this side, no.
No,
and okay. Nothing from up top either. You'd have to get down into the valley floor in order to properly assess whether there's tracks leading one way or the other away from the wreckage of his sled.
Okay. And I just heard something from inside that area.
Something's moving inside there, yeah. It's dark in there, so you can't really see what's in there, but through those murder holes that Marietta described, something is moving in there.
You've got a direct line of sight on this as well.
What would you like to do? Remember, diagonals don't count for anything different. You have every action you spend moving, you can move 5 squares, and you have 3 actions. You don't need to maintain your shield either. You just need to raise the shield if you want to benefit from the AC protection.
And do I see any other of these sort of slots or murder holes around the circumference of this?
Not
like
around. Let me
any
see if you guys can. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, okay, so you saw them out front. The line of sight is actually pretty accurate on this. You see how you can see that little like slit in there?
Yeah.
That's reflective of where they are. So on the side here, there's no murder holes along the side.
That's pretty much what I was asking. I'm thinking if I move around the back and get out of line of sight. And that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that let's get around the back out of line of sight. They must have heard us. What is my movement? It is 25. 1, 2, 3, 5. So I'm going to...
That's only one action?
Use 2 actions to move.
Okay. Yeah, one more action. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm going to move to there, and then I'm going to just raise my shield in
protection. Okay. Yeah. Then there is something stirring from within. And let me make their move. Oop, wrong thing here. Then your stealth, Mario, was a 14. Okay. And I'm going to seek. Maria, you can't quite see it, but there is a glint coming off of 2 eyes somewhere within there, quite low down. And I guess sequence again. Something is muttering from within there that you can't quite see, but nothing else happens. Marietta, what are you doing?
She almost audibly curses when her brother makes so much noise and reaches for a long sword at her side.
Okay.
And just draws it out in a slow manner, trying to keep the sound down. And then she's going to focus on her occult spells and cast Warp Step.
Nice.
The snow starts to swirl around her feet and it seems to bend, like distort.
Yep.
And she moves twice, a little bit to get ahead of him so that whatever's coming doesn't get him. So she's ready with her sword, just
okay.
Storming ahead.
What does it look like as you cast your warp step?
Basically everything starts to warp around her, like the earth kind of churns up in like parts, and then I'm guessing the snow bubble kind of goes around her and she just moves real quick, like faster than she should.
Yeah. So
leave
your
little flurries of snow behind her.
Nice. All right. So then, so you appear there. You hear a shout from within, and something. It's not really making like noise. Then it is Navari's turn. What are you doing? Not making words. What I mean, there's making noise, obviously, but not making words. Now those murder holes. Let me see if you can actually crawl through them, if you were so foolish as to do so.
No.
No, there's arrow slits, so you can't quite get through there. What are you doing?
All right, so they are pretty small. I want to get to the sort of corner where we're heading and sort of peek around to again see if there's any more of these murder holes around the other side. So I want to sort of stand on this corner and sort of look around.
Okay, so you get there. You don't need to pause your movement because you can automatically see there's none there. None along the back.
And then I'd do the same round to this corner.
Yeah, none over there either. At least not on this surface here. If you peek a little further forward.
Yep.
Then... Oh, yeah, the Fang Dragon can see you now. This wall right here. There are more of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And there's nothing noticeable like a door or anything.
No.
In any of these, no.
No, so you race across to there. So that's all one move. I'll say 2 actions because 1 for seeking. I'm assuming like part of what you're doing is
fairly slowly and cautiously.
But why don't you give us a since you're having to spend an action doing it, give us a perception check. Let's see if you can hear anything from inside.
Okay.
Good roll. Okay, so what you do hear is there's some muttering in there, and it's a weird accent, but as inhabitants of the Icewind Dale and folks who trade with the dwarves, although they don't really like your axe beak, so you trade with them for other stuff, you know Dwarven when you hear it. And there's a very weirdly accented Dwarven from in there that's saying something to the effect of, like, where'd they go? Where'd they go, the bastards? It doesn't sound like the dwarves, though, that you've met in the valley. It's definitely a different accent. So you still have 1 more action.
And there's obviously no, I can't hear anything like my brother's voice, obviously.
Definitely not, no. He speaks Dwarven as well, but it definitely was not his voice in there. And he doesn't speak with that accent.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just whether he's in there or not. Okay. No, I'm going to wait here for the sister to catch up.
All right.
I'm getting ready in my shield.
Okay.
Just in caution.
You can hear more muttering and more moving from inside the... wrong thing, Addison. Yeah, inside this bunker. And then Marietta, what are you doing?
Okay, she's gonna kind of like duck down a little lower, beneath the level of the murder holes on the other side, and try to sneak around the side to get next to Lavari. Try to free up her stealth after she moves so quick.
Unless she's moving in the front, there are no murder holes in the back of that bunker.
Yeah, it's just if she remembers what their level was, so as she comes around the side, she wants to be below that level. So if there's anything looking, because she plans on going around to where they first show and then kind of listening for somebody to move.
So you're planning on going this way?
I wouldn't know as a character, but are there any on the other side going?
No, like where your brother went, right around here? Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she doesn't know that yet, but she's going to try and sneak around until she finds one.
Well, and the benefit of sneaking, I mean, that applies to both sound and and visibility. So why don't you give us a sneak check or stealth check? Excellent. Okay.
And then we'll. I'm assuming we're going to move at half speed here.
Yeah.
So that's 1 action, and then I think. Can I get there?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And she's just looking below for a murder hole with her last action, and then.
Yeah. So what is it you're trying to peek to?
She's got to get below it, and she's going to try and listen and see if something moves right behind it.
Sure, give us a
Her
perception.
intention is if she hears something, she might just stab through it.
Okay. Why don't you give us a perception check?
Next turn, maybe.
Oh, okay. So you can, a couple things you can pick up here. For one, the closest murder hole is right there, which means that the visibility from here probably extends to around there. Like one of the things, it's going to be very, like unless a person is right in front of there, it would be very hard to stab someone with a longsword through there. These things are sort of designed to do that. But what it also means is that their range of vision is very limited in here.
Okay. So,
two other things you notice. One, you can hear, just like I said to Lavari, you can hear someone muttering around in Dwarven, and you sort of, look to your brother, like, Dwarven. And that's strange. You didn't know the dwarves to have spaces out here, and they're certainly not, they're not enemies or hostile to humans. The other thing you notice, this frozen river here, it goes into a culvert in the side here. And you've heard, that one of the things that, that is important for sieges, when you read about the murder holes and whatnot, is the water source. That's big enough to crawl through, too. And the murder holes may not actually reach there. Because they don't have the vision of like a window in here. They've got very limited vision. You rolled really well for your perception. That's why you're getting all of that info. So that's what you get from your seek. You can say something quickly if you'd like before it's Lavari's turn.
Yeah. She'll point around the edge of the valley and say, "Go around."
Okay. Lavari, what are you doing?
Yeah, knowing that they're in there and obviously trying to be quiet, I'm going to start to sort of hug the edge of the valley and sort of head up to the north.
Okay.
So again, it'd be sort of half movement, I guess.
Okay. And give us a stealth check.
So I'm going to travel up to there first. Stealth. It's not really his thing.
You want to hear a point? No, it's really not his shtick. Some son of a bitch DM didn't give you training in it.
Hey, I'm gonna challenge them. I'm not gonna re-roll it. I'm gonna see what they can do about it.
Okay.
They seem quite limited and restricted.
Okay.
So
well, your sister has
stop
told you that
when
he can't see you there, so you've moved. You try to sneak along. I think it's obvious that this is really not your thing. You're stumbling a little bit.
Yeah.
You're making more noise than, you know.
And I'll sort of look around, sort of thinking, well, what are they gonna do? And then I'm just gonna carry on.
Go ahead. You get 2 more actions.
So I'm gonna just sort of carry. I'm still going carefully and sort of slowly, but I'm just gonna spend all my move to get up to the edge.
Sure. So from here you can see like the patches. It's not like a clear delineation between, you know, the top here and the bottom. It's a slope, but it leads all the way down, you know, 40 feet down in the span of about 60 feet. So it's a decent slope here as you're cautiously making your way along. You hear more muttering from within and some more movement from within, but no one fires or anything like that from out of there. Mariata, you're up. What are you doing? 3 actions.
She's cursing under her breath at her brother's clumsiness, and starts to move away, just keep next to him. And right about where he made that noise, she's going to spend an action trying to mimic the sounds of like a scavenging wolf or dog, just to throw off them thinking what it is.
Okay. Okay, so why don't you give us I'll let you use either performance or deception, whichever you prefer.
Go with performance because it's higher.
Okay. Okay. Are you happy with that, or you want to hero point that?
I'm happy with that.
Okay.
And then with her last action, she's gonna spend another half movement to move further away.
Sure. Okay. And then, and you're stealthing there as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, give us a stealth check.
Okay. Yeah, after making the noise, I assume I have to make another stealth check.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Here we go.
Nice. Okay. So you can hear muttering, "Oh, goddamn crag cats," in Dwarvish from over there, because you both rolled really well in perception, but from before.
And Mariata's like, "You owe me."
Lavari, what are you doing?
I'll be smirking. Yeah, so along here, did you say there was more of these murder holes we'd seen previously?
They are, but they're higher up. Right, they are, so you're certainly underneath them. Those ones are right along this wall right here.
But above head height.
Yeah,
so
they're above
up.
where your human height is.
Okay, and I'm sort of gesturing again to my sister. I'm assuming we're heading towards this. What I can see is a sort of hole in the wall where this river's going into. So I'm gesturing towards it. Do I get a nod that that's where we're going? John?
Over in that direction is kind of where we want to go.
Yeah, I'm pointing. And then I'll continue to creep along. Shall I fail another stealth check, or...?
Why don't you give us another one more stealth check?
I mean, roll another stealth check. So.
Look at that, though. He can be taught. All right, so you cautiously make your way along, and you're impressed, Mariata. Wherever missteps he may have had with his walking before, seems fine now. Mariata, you're up next. What are you doing?
She's going to also move along. 3 actions to kind of catch up with him.
Yeah, and you can keep your stealth roll from before, unless you want to re-roll it. Try and get better.
Nah.
Okay. So as you're cautiously making your way along, looking back, and again, you still can't see in the darkness of those, what do you call it, of the, within those murder holes, suggesting that there may not be any light within this complex as well.
Damn dwarves.
Lavari, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm making my final sort of sneak along this wall to investigate this
Okay.
tunnel or hole where the
So you get down there, and it's cold, and the river is frozen here. But if you get down into the actual, do you have enough movement to get down to look in the actual culvert itself?
I'll have to take I'll take my second action to sort of basically look inside.
So you get down there. What you can see is it goes in about 15 feet, and then it looks like there's a well. There's a well that seems to be leading up.
Is there enough light in there to sort of negotiate my way down this?
Pitch black in there. You can navigate down to there safely, but there's no light coming from the well, so you would be looking up into pitch blackness once you reach there.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to get inside so I'm out of line of sight.
Okay.
Again, wait for my sister before making a decision.
Sure. And then Marietta, what are you doing?
Keeping a watch on that murder hole bunker, just to make sure nothing moves. And then she's going to get here and then stow her longsword.
Okay. Lavari, what are you doing?
I'm trying to. So, can I see the top of the well? Can I see how high up it is?
No, not unless you've got. I can't remember. One of you guys has a light spell.
Yeah, I have. But I'm just a bit cautious of casting it in case it wasn't that high. What's the range on light? Hang on.
Can I tell you?
20 foot. I was 20 foot radius and then 20 dim light. So sort of 40 foot. I'd imagine the well would be that long, or that deep. So I'm going to shine the light up.
Okay. So you light is what, a 2-action casting?
Yeah.
Okay. So allow me to give you some light here, and then I can adjust the. I'm going to turn the light. It is daytime outside, but I'm going to turn the light off, the daytime illumination for outside, just for. Okay, so it's 20 foot bright, 20 foot dim.
Yeah.
Okay. And. Okay, let me adjust this here. Daylight mode off. There we go. You guys plunge into darkness now?
Yep.
Love it. Okay, so let me move you. Actually, I'll wait till you get in there. So if you make your way down for your first action, it was 2 actions to cast it, and then 1 action to crawl down, I suppose. The well is full of spikes. No, I'm kidding.
That would be smart, actually.
It's about 10 feet up. If you make your way in, and you need not make a roll for this, but you can hear the sound of something quite large. And you hear the sound of something hitting. It sounds like metal bars. After that initial growl, it sort of dies down, but you have your light active.
Can I try and cover the light?
What did you cast your light on?
It would have been on my staff by sort of default. That's my usual.
You could. I'm happy with if that's your sort of SOP. You could have a leather hood you put over it to douse the light when you need to, or you could just let it go out and then recast it again. I'm assuming you want 1 action to let the light come back out again, as opposed to 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would sort of cover it with part of my cloak or.
Okay. Yeah. Margata?
Was the sound coming from further in the culvert, or
you actually don't, I don't, unless you were seeking, I don't think that you would have heard it. What's your perception bonus?
+6.
Oh, no, I think that's good enough that you would hear something moaned up there from down the well. Your brother is about 15 feet into the culvert right now, looking up the and then you heard that moan. He covered up the light, so you can still see him, but you can picture, it's a 15 feet into a culvert, so he's almost completely shrouded in shadow at this point.
Gotcha. Is there enough room in there for her to get down there as well?
Absolutely, yeah.
She'll,
You guys can
she'll-
squeeze past. Like you wouldn't want to fight next to one another, but there's enough space to like push past one another.
Okay. The well's 10 feet up?
So if you get in there, well, you have no dark vision either. So if you get down there and you look up, you will need Lavari's light in order to see, or another light source if you've got one.
I
You probably
will
have
say-
torches.
I'll say it's roughly 10 feet up.
Okay. And could we climb up to it?
Yeah, easily.
She's gonna like feel her way up and try to be slow about it, but it'll probably take most of her actions just to get in there and then start moving up.
Okay.
And then she's gonna try and seek and listen to see if anything's close to the well that's moving.
So when would you like to make the to stop and listen? Like, are you going to climb halfway up this thing and then?
Halfway up and then
Yeah.
listen.
Okay. So about 5 feet up.
And I'll try and assist with sort of limited light. I'll be trying to sort of, not give our position away, but
Sure.
give her some light.
So then, why don't you? Let's see here. Because there is the only reason I'm making you make a roll for this is because there is it's a ice caked well. So the inside here is a little tricky. Why don't you give us? I'll tell you what the DC is first. Climb. Here we go. So this will be, I think, a 20.
I'm gonna fall on my bum. Yep.
Yeah. So,
Hero point that.
Hero point that. Okay.
Yeah. Because that is undignified. Oh, just got a critical failure.
It's not a critical failure, so you don't hurt yourself at least. But man, it is slippery in here. You do have access to a rope and grappling hook, so that would definitely make things easier. That would bring that down to a 15.
I just didn't want to make a noise.
No, that's understandable.
That's next.
So you sort of like shit. You realize like this hole inside here is just, and it's not like a little bit of frost. It's it's sheets of ice that are inside here. It's a little bit warmer in here as well, so like there must be constant condensation that's forming and freezing as it gets lower down. So, Ivari, you can try and like prop your sister up if you want to aid, but that's a DC 20 to aid as well. So what would you guys like to do?
We still in combat turn order?
Not really. I mean, you guys can. I'll take you out of here.
Okay. Well, at this point, Moriarty's like, need to use a grappling hook to get up there. It's much too difficult.
Yeah, I don't think we've got a choice. Can we wait to see if the noise of what's up there sort of moves away, or are we still getting any noise from up above?
I should each give us a perception check.
Moriarty is like,
So
he's on her
Mariana,
element.
there's almost like a. You don't hear it make that same response once again, but the sort of constant growl, the low. It almost seems like some senseless thing. Which I mean the literal sense, like it has no cognition to it. It seems like a beast, perhaps, but there is a very slight stink of corruption on the air as well, like a rotted corpse.
We're Reggae descendants, so we've got some traditional superstitions, right?
Absolutely. And you're this past winter with the coming of the of Alro, Cold Light Walkers. Like you guys are familiar with the undead. Lavari most assuredly has a sense of that, and that sort of is the stink. You rolled incredibly well in your perception, so I'm giving you a lot here.
She's gonna cast Ghost Sound near to where the ceiling is above the well that she thinks it is, just like to mimic the sound of a grappling hook clanking stone.
Okay.
To see if that gets anything's attention.
Yeah.
Well, there's something up there. For sure. It's definitely unnatural. You prepared to spill some cold blood?
If it gets our brother back. Did that sound seem like it got closer, or did it just make a noise?
No. It sounds like, when you either have like poorly trained or cantankerous axe beaks, you sometimes have to keep them caged just for the safety of the other things and whatnot. You would recognize the sound of a beast smashing against the inside of a cage, and that's what that sounds like.
Maybe this thing is trapped, whatever it might be. We're gonna have to risk it.
Did you just hear as well, because you rolled well, Marietta, did you hear the bleating of goats?
Well, they would have to feed it something. Or feed themselves.
So what are you guys doing?
Start unspooling the rope and the grappling hook and just get them ready to fling up there and start climbing.
Okay.
And she looks over to Var and says, I'm going first.
You each get a hero point. And why don't you give us another athletics check, Marietta?
Knowing how difficult it is, she starts knotting the rope a little bit so it's something to hold on to.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
can I try and assist? Or?
Yeah. Why don't you give? So Lavari, give us an athletics check, please. Oh, so close. So he's trying to help, and then Marietta.
just so slick.
So yeah, it's tricky. You could try again. I mean, it's only if you roll a failure or a critical, that's where things get bad.
She kind of wipes her hands off and just dries them and tries to do it again.
And to be clear, the grappling hook is placed now, and you get the same response, the growling, the banging, bleating of goats, but then silence once again.
Gotcha.
There you go. So Marietta, you were up at the top now. And you can hear...
Not see anything.
It's from very close, like within 10 feet of you.
Kind of cringes and takes hold of the rope, and knowing how difficult it is, her brothers might not easily get up, so she's going to say, grab the rope, I'll pull you up.
Okay. Yep, I'll grab hold of it.
So this will just be an athletics, let's say 10, Marietta. And you pull your...
He's a slight thing. He's not that hard to pull up.
And then when do you reveal the light, Lavari?
So is it pretty pitch black in here then?
It's like unless you've got light, it's pitch black within here.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So as soon as I clamber up, I shall
then
push out the staff.
Well, you see as you pull over a couple of things. For one, there are goats in these cages here, which have seem to be the large, oversized rams that dwarves use for draft animals in the Dwarven Valley. There is a pit right behind you. You're thankful you didn't stray from the well, Marietta, because had you moved, you may very well have... this here. You may very well have accidentally fallen 20 feet down into a hard stone floor. But the most significant thing, a huge, desiccated ogre. Undead, slamming itself up against a cage that seems barely able to contain its bulk and its power.
Yeah, I don't want to be around this thing.
Then, with that, why don't we take our mid-session break?
Oh, it's holy crap! That was fast.
Time's are flying. Oh wait, hold on. We started at 8.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're already. Yeah. It's a 3-hour session. Yeah. So mid-session break. We'll be back momentarily, folks.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So then, guys, why don't we... Oh, I didn't fucking check. Hold on. I'm going to check that initiative thing just quickly because if I'm wrong about that, and you can just pick which your more favorable thing is, I want you to be able to do that. Let's see here.
I haven't made much of a stealthy character in PF2 yet, so I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah, I know. Stealth is quite interesting in it. I'm not running it precisely rules as written, but we did do that with one of Dave's characters before, when he was racing away from a giant. Actually, the GM might call on you to roll on some other type.
Okay, so you get to pick. That sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. So, which makes sense. I mean, like it's situational for what thing you might be doing. In this case, what I'd like to once again is if you guys could give us a stealth check once as you guys get up here. This thing's still, moaning and making noises and slamming up against the gate. Click on your token. Click on initiative using stealth.
Stealth initiative. Okay.
Yeah.
Stealth. Okay, there it is.
Nice. Okay. And then, okay. So descending. So Marietta, what you hear is you hear a shout in Dwarven once again from this direction. Oh, shut up, you thing! A woman's voice, again accented. And you can see, or maybe you can't, Marietta. Or let's see, what can you see right now? Yeah, there's a corridor leading down there. You can see just a little bit of a door. Looks like there's a door at the end of this corridor. What would you like to do? 3 actions. That ogre does seem to be sealed in the cage as well.
Okay, I'm gonna probably regret this, but I'm moving up here with a single action.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to draw my longsword.
Okay.
And then I'm going to just try to listen to see if I hear any more dwarves from that direction while ignoring the ogre skeleton zombie thingy.
Yeah. Give us a what do you call it? A seek check or a perception check, please.
It's too loud.
Oof. You want to hero point that or?
No.
No? Yeah, it's too distracted. Alvari, what are you doing?
I want to check the other way, so I'm going to just move over to here.
Okay.
And just
right on the edge of that pit. And the ogre.
Yeah, I want to avoid the pit, but keep away from that thing.
Okay.
I just wanted to see if there was, any more sort of doorways or anything in this direction before we commit to that.
Okay. So you can see those 2 massive doors that likely are the ones that you saw leading in. It looks like you need to make a check here, but this seems like a drawbridge of some kind.
Yeah.
And there's a ladder that leads down into the pit. So seems like this thing could easily either be lowered to prevent people from gaining access here or dropped suddenly. So that is one action. You have 2 more.
But the ladder goes down into the pit.
It does.
So there could be some sort of passageway. Okay.
Unlikely. I mean, like the ladder more likely just leads down if you need to retrieve stuff from the pit. It's a way of getting in and out.
Okay, it's quite simple. Okay.
Oh, sorry, that's a mechanism. That's not a ladder. It's a mechanism. I couldn't see the other side. That's the mechanism that...
Oh, that is the actual... okay.
Yeah, it drops the thing down. Forgive me.
No, that's cool.
Okay, so you moved over there. You got 2 more actions. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I don't want to, because of the light situation, I don't want to leave my sister without. So I'm going to head back over here.
Okay.
And spend my next 2 actions just getting into position.
Okay.
Where this noise is coming from, where this door is.
All right, so then you hear from the other side. Just move them up here. Who is that? In Dwarven. And then allow me to move this. Doors thrown open, and standing there is a dwarf unlike any you've seen before. Blackish, almost grayish skin. A pure white patch of hair on top. And the armor and weaponry that this dwarf carries, it's similar to the stuff that you've seen in broad strokes, but it has a much more... the iron is darker. It has a much crueler quality to it. You know, flat, low, jagged spikes in certain places positioned. And as it sees you, you can see that this thing is casually carrying a crossbow. And as it sees you, what? And it locks a bolt in there ready to fire. Let me add. I did roll initiative for it and just decided to hold action. So.
Is this the female that we heard, or is this a distinctly different voice?
What is going on here? There we go. This is the same voice. It's a woman. So, Mariotta, you're up first. What are you doing?
Shaking her head that her brother moved ahead. Well, she was going to plan an ambush, so...
I remember you can move through an ally square.
So she's going to... Yeah, she's going to step out and pretty much rush this guy. One action to get there.
Okay.
And get one action to here, and then try to swing at him through the door.
Okay. Go ahead. Her. It's a woman.
Yeah, her, yes. And do a longsword swipe.
Go ahead. Ooh, solid hit. But, oh, man, it's either the armor or just, you know, the fact that you're attacking through a door. It's not a very... painful hit, but you do manage to get a clip off on this. She pulls back. All right, then it is the Dark Dwarf's turn. So she, seeing you get in here, drops the crossbow. The bolt falls out of it, but the crossbow is on kind of like a strap on her. That's her free action. As a single action, draws this mace, a vicious-looking, brutal, cold, or like dark iron weapon, and then she swings this at you. I think your AC is a 16, right?
Right.
Okay. So she... Yeah! Oof! So that is a miss with the first one. I got a 7. Yeah! And then attacks a second time. That's a miss as well. Two wild swings, but where it hits the stone on the side, sparks fly out of this thing. You do not want to get hit by it. Vari, what are you doing?
Yeah, I see this creature obviously intent on hurting my sister. I'm gonna try it. I haven't tried this before. Divine Lance.
Oh, nice. Okay. What do you think your Divine Lance looks like?
I think it's going to be like a bit like a flaming skull, you know. A skull with like a sort of almost like ghostly image behind it as it launches through.
Love
a
it.
Small one.
Go ahead and you should be able to click on it, and it should make the attack roll for you. I think it's 2 actions to cast it. Yep. All right.
Yeah.
So Divine Light, AC. Is that the right? Yeah. Okay. Boom. Range attack against AC. Oh, so that narrowly misses. It would hit the armor, but kind of like, so you could spend a hero point and re-roll if you'd like.
I am tempted. Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I'm a bit worried that this thing is going to alarm others or, hurt my sister. So I'm going to try again. Oh, same.
14 again. God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it hits. The skull explodes on this thing's armor. You've connected, but doesn't seem to do much of any damage. You have one more action still.
I'm gonna. Oh, that's 2 actions. I was gonna say bless, but that's 2 actions as well. Oh, damn.
So, like, raise a shield would be 1 action. You could move for 1 action.
Yeah, I'm gonna Raise my shield.
Okay. So
Cases
that
Mornies.
swirling bit of undead things is before you. Marietta, what are you doing?
Alrighty, she is going to see how it, the armor kind of like stimulates her. She's going to like two-hand the longsword.
Yep.
Briefly, and then try to strike out with her.
Okay.
So do piercing damage with this.
Let me
Try to go for a vulnerable spot in the armor.
Here, I'll shift your just because of where you're positioned. The tokens are so small in this map that I couldn't have them overlapping and actually see them. So I'll just be switching it back and forth when necessary. All right. So then, I don't know. Do you need an action to shift your grip on it?
Well, said that I'm using the versatile property, so.
Oh, okay. If you're using the versatile, sorry, I thought you were. Oh, right. It's not a bastard sword where it does more damage.
Yeah.
So that is a solid hit. Look at this. Bang! You stab in, which goes right through a vital bit of its thick, studded armor. Look at that.
And, she kind of like half pivots and then tries to like jam it in further.
Okay.
With her second attack.
Go ahead.
I'm going for the heart. No.
Oh, yeah.
And then
you want to hero point that, or you want to make a second attack?
Yeah, I think a hero point is a badass moment here.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
So
Bleed.
Oh. Okay. One more action. What are you doing?
With her last action, she's worried now that she's open for counterattack, so she reaches out and snow kind of like frost in the air as a crystalline snow shield pops up in front of her. She casts shield.
Nice. Is shield a one action spell or two?
It is.
One action?
It is.
Nice. Awesome.
It's very like raising a shield, but
yeah. Okay. Then it is this thing's turn. All right. Now, raise shield giving you +1 AC till starting next turn. Yes. Awesome. Okay, great. So you get the benefit of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So then AC 17 I need to hit with this. This thing is furious. It shouts out. First, as one of its actions, it just bellows out in Dwarven. Intruders! Intruders within! Which, whoa, echoes off into the darkness. And then she swings that massive, or that vicious-looking mace, which she swings with incredible speed. Nat 20.
No.
Okay. Good
thing I put that shield up.
Yeah, really. Now, do you want to interpose? Mm-hmm. Okay. So how much does it reduce by? 5?
Yeah, first level reduces by
First by 5. Okay,
by 5,
great.
and it shatters, so I can't use it again for 10 minutes.
Okay. So that is... so 9 points of damage in total, 5 of which is reduced, so only 4 points. Your shield buckles and shatters under the weight of it, and then in almost like a fury, bleeding from that puncture wound, she still swings at you once again. That's a miss, though. Yeah, you're able to keep yourself at a distance. Ilvari, what are you doing?
Yeah, with the shout and all the noise, I think this is a time to cast Bless, because I feel that there's going to be some incoming trouble. So I'll cast Bless on.
Now, one thing I'll point out as well, I think you guys each have magic weapon. And I want to remind you guys, because in PF2, magic weapons work a little different than they do in other versions. When you cast magic weapon, not only do you get +1 to hit, you do 1 more dice of damage with your weapon. Mm-hmm. So if your weapon does a 1d8, it would be doing 2d8 damage while magic weapon is up and active. So Bless, go ahead. What does your Bless look like?
I haven't got magic weapon.
I think Marietta does. I think
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. Bless. Yeah. This time, everything has got a necromancy type vibe to it. So this time, it's like sort of undead hands are just sort of moving around our bodies, sort of reaching out at creatures to try and sort of hold them in place or
nice. Why don't you go and click on Blast as well too? Let's see what. All right, +1 to attack rolls. Love it.
Looks like you'll need to be nearby me for it to affect me.
5-foot emanation. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to move first. So I'm going to move up because I'm going to try looking like he's rocked, I'm going to try and finish him off with his staff.
Okay. So you moved and 2 action bless. All right, then, Mariotta, your turn. What are you doing?
Okay. Knowing that enemies may be coming soon, she is casting magic weapon.
Okay.
Like
Now that does have a somatic component to it.
Yeah, it does.
But this thing does not have attacks of opportunity.
Okay. So
Nice.
as she stumbles back from the blow, the frosted shadows from her spell starts to trade into her weapon, and it glows with icy light.
Nice.
And then she pulls back and just like tries to go straight for the heart and punch through the armor.
Go right ahead. You feel free to make the adjustment on your character sheet for the magic weapon as well.
Yeah, I made a specific attack for it.
Awesome.
I'm out of hero points though, so I can't roll that.
So woof, you swing at this thing and it leans way back to get out of your way.
That's my turn.
Oh, that would have been a fucking killing blow too. All right, then it is the Dark Dwarves. So this one first bellows out once again. So spends 1 action just shouting to give location off to its allies. And then its swing is a 19 on you, Mariotta.
Yep.
So it's a hit, not a crit. But you only take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. Your armor provides some measure of protection from this. And then I think it's actually going to move back 2, 3, 4. No one's a fighter. And it seems like it's going for something on its waist. Then, Yelvari, what are you doing?
As I see it moving back, then I'm going to try the Divine Lance one more time.
Okay.
To try and catch it before it gets away.
So you get +1 to hit with this as well because of your bless.
Okay, I'll just roll it and then we'll...
Yeah, solid hit. So that's not extra damage. So this thing is gesturing for something. You gesture out. You speak. There's a verbal component, right? Yeah. So you gesture with your staff. This screaming skull comes out and just scours a hole right through her chest. Drops to her knees and then slumps down. I forgot. Let me quickly move some other stuff here. Okay. All right. You have 1 more action as well.
1 more action. Yeah. I don't want any more head shaking, so I'm not going to move forward. So I'm just going to put the shield up in case they're closer than we think, because we haven't got much light.
Oh, you know what I need to do? 1 sec here. I need to... There we go. Because of the way I set something up here... when you guys injured one of them, it hit all of them like they were some kind of hive mind. So
Link to the same cheat.
Okay, there we go. I think I fixed my problem. Yes, I did. Okay.
Nice, come back.
Okay. All right. So then, forgive me. What was your last action?
I'm just shielding up in case they're just outside our light source.
And that one is dead. Okay, so we get your shield up. Mariotta, what are you doing?
She's like spits a little blood off out of her mouth, and it hits the floor and just crystallines. And she glances at Lavari. Says, "You need to learn battle tactics. There's a time." And she's just going to run over here with 1 action.
Okay.
Hide behind a pillar, and then she's going to use 2 actions to ready an attack against something that walks near her. Just to cleave it as it comes by. She's using Lavari as a distraction.
Okay.
So.
And then, so then the Dark Dwarfs go. All right. Let me, opening doors that would be opened for you as well.
She's got the black battle rage pumping in her blood.
Nice. Okay. that is all of them. Ilvari, what are you doing?
Yeah, seeing sister's taking up position there. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and stay in the doorway. Have one door. Is it a double door, isn't it?
A single door.
It's a single door. Okay, I'm trying to use the door as cover, but still putting the light through, and I'm trying to attract them towards me.
Okay.
So I'm making it quite a noisy sort of opening of the door. And
what you could do is, if you have one action you'd like to take, you could bank 2 to take 1 as a reaction. Now, a lot of your spells are all 2 action things, so you can't bank those. But
yeah, I think I've got range.
Like, as an example, we tend to think of it in terms of attacks, but moving is an action as well. So, like, for instance, you could spend 2 actions to bank a move. So if you see something come, you might run into your room or something like that.
Or jump back 10 feet from it.
Yeah, or if I hear something come up behind me, obviously I can run into the other room. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so I'll do that.
Okay. Then, Marietta, what are you doing? You get all your actions back.
She's gonna use the message spell, and basically whisper to Lavari, so it's not overheard.
Okay.
If they come at you, duck back, and then she's gonna prep her action again to swing as soon as something nears her reach.
All right. You can hear the sound of heavy shod feet coming from somewhere in the darkness in this direction and this direction.
Behind. Oh, both ways.
And you can
Can we
hear
tell which is closer?
the one. Well, for you, this one sounds closer. There is. I'm not sure if you can even see much in that darkness. Oh, so who knows what's coming from in there? Okay, then it is the Dark Dwarf 2. 4. Okay. You each can hear the sound of man's voice this time from this direction. And why don't you give us Arcana checks, please?
I'm not trained in it, so I think I forgo that.
No, you can always PF2. You don't need training. You just suck at it. You each get a hero point, by the way, too. Another half hour's passed.
Nice.
So you don't know what the portents of that was. Okay, then let's see here. Okay, so it gets over here. Lavari, what you hear is the sound of and the sound of a cage being unclasped. Okay. And that is it for them. Lavari, what are you doing?
What sort of lock-in mechanism, if any, is on this door?
One action to sort of search, or to seek, I should say. If you look at this, like there is a bolt on this door, I believe. Let's see here.
Just wondering which side is on.
Well,
because I'd rather be in there with you and stopping that stuff rather. But if you
let the ogre out.
Yeah, it can be sealed from this side.
What, the side I'm on, or
the side that Marietta is on? Sorry.
All right, so I'm going to move through and try and shut the door and seal the door.
Yeah, so that's your 3 actions. I think one's remove, one was for inspect, one to interact. Let me put that door back on once again. Okay.
And I'll just whisper, the ogre thing, they're letting it out.
All right, then Marietta, what are you doing?
Now that he's further in the room, she's going to try and move out, but she can't really see much.
Yeah. There's that body of the dwarf on the ground. And again, like she seemed to be reaching for something on her belt.
Yeah, I'll step over, lean down, and try to reach for the thing that she was, or look at her belt and grab it.
Yes, you toward to it a seek. There is strapped to her side a little vial of some kind.
Have I seen vials like this before?
You most certainly have, yeah. Potions of different types are sold by alchemists and by magicians, so it's not unusual to find something like that.
Well, she's not nothing but daring, so she's gonna pop it and drink it.
Okay.
Just out of the blue.
Okay. Give us a. Let's see here. I had time to grab my tokens or my cards for the adversaries. I did not grab my alchemist cards. Next time.
Hoping it's not an alchemist fire.
Yeah, really. Ah! Okay. It is. Yeah, Thunderstone. Ah, Jesus.
Would not drink that, no.
Give us a 1d6 roll, please.
3.
You recover 3 hit points.
Oh, nice.
And you have +1 to saving throws versus disease and poison for the next 10 minutes.
Oh.
So you quaff this thing. So that'll be... I think 3. Yeah, 1 to search, 1 to interact, and then 1 to grab it, 1 to interact to drink it, and you're good. All right, so then these things. Okay, let me... Oh, you can hear the sound of metal-shod footprints off in this direction. Clank, clank. Something is trying to be stealthy and not succeeding. And now it sounds as if something has made its way into the room. You can't see it, but you can hear something walking in here with heavy footprints. You can each give us an Arcana check, if you like. Marietta, you don't know why you're thinking of this, but you seem to remember when you're talking to the dwarves, they don't like talking about their cousins. The war of the axe is a very, very bitter thing. But what you heard from some trader at some point is that there are cursed dwarves that live very deep beneath the Earth's surface. The Earthus. Great portmanteau. What it said is that they have the innate ability to make themselves invisible. Now, Avari, what are you doing? Oh, I should move with the other things too. Hold on.
Okay. I'm going to move forward.
Okay.
What's that? 1, 2, 3. There.
Okay.
And the noise was obviously coming from the east.
Yep.
And I think it's just entered the room, would I say? That was my guess.
It's definitely, it must not be very far into the room. You could, if you want to try and pinpoint that sound, you could give us a seek action and a perception check.
What I was going to try and do is a haunting him. So it's like a 15-foot cone, so just hoping it might catch him.
Where are you thinking the cone's going to cover? So a cone...
I'm basically aiming it sort of straight towards the doorway from where I am.
Okay, let me...
Like that?
Yeah, basically. I don't know how much space it's going to cover.
Let me take a look at the spells. I think in...
Is that where... 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, that's where I've got to, yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Cone... 457.
Just in case it gives them away.
Okay. Okay. So it's a 15-foot cone?
Correct.
Okay, so then go ahead and click Hunting Him. Oh, it's a cantrip. Awesome. Okay, so you hit this thing. So that fills the area. You don't see any reaction. You don't hear any immediate reaction from it. So just so you are aware, what that would have covered is this square right here, and then this, all in here.
Okay. So I don't think it's there.
Okay. It did not cover here or here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Regatta, you see what Ivari has done. What are you doing?
She's going to do a seek action to see if there's any. She can pinpoint the sound or maybe the scuffs on the floor that the feet would make if they're moving.
Yep. Go ahead and give us.
Just to give her an area to swing at.
Yep. Go right ahead. Give us a perception check. Fuck yeah. You can hear what in the once the echoing of that Hunting Him goes out, there is the sound of booted feet right there.
Okay. So her second action, she's going to move right in front of him.
Yep.
And then she's going to swing at that space.
Yep.
And I think he's still concealed from me then, right?
He is concealed, but he is detected.
Okay, so I need to roll a d20, get a 5 or higher to actually hit him.
Yep.
Or try to hit him.
Okay. Nice.
Okay.
Go ahead and make your attack
This
roll.
is like the frost from the sword is starting to pick out a form that she can swing at, and she just swings.
Holy shit. You hear the cry of pain, and while you don't see where it hits, blood sprays out from this and
There's a dwarf.
freezes on its thing. That's a great hit. Here we go. Okay, is that it for your actions?
Seek, move, hit, yes.
Okay. Then on their turn, this thing speaks some kind of cursed words, and then what appears is a huge, and it swings.
No wonder I hit. It was bigger than I thought.
It only just became big.
Oh.
It had not cast it yet. Otherwise, it would have been hit with Lavari's cone.
Oh.
So it now swings. It's only got one action left, but with 14 is not good enough. But it hits the ground and sparks fly out from this oversized iron club. Let's see here. Something hits up against the door. Something big. Lavari, your turn. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go for harm spell.
Oh man!
Try and take
So
this guy.
depending on how many actions you take, one action is a touch, 2 actions is a ranged, and it does +8 damage. No, it doesn't. It does. It's range. It's if you heal that you do the extra thing, and then 3 actions. It's a burst around you, but that will hit Mariota as well.
Don't burst.
No. Yeah, so I only need to do the one action really because
I think if you're judging like what, so that's a first level spell. I think your divine lance actually does more damage.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, 1d4 plus 4 as opposed to 1d8.
Oh, what's the D8 in brackets?
Like save your spells for healing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. If that's a better option, then I'll go for that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll try the divine lance.
Okay. That is a narrow miss. Would you like to?
Does bless affect his spells?
Sorry? Blast affects his spell, which is 60. It's still 1 off, though.
Oh, darn.
Now, let me check one. Hold on. There is one status effect that this thing has right now, and I. Yes, it is clumsy 1, which means it reduces its AC, which means that is a hit. And again, in spite of this thing's size, I'm going to move it over. Allow me to show you how many hit points it has left.
Jeez.
So, what does it look like as you blow through this thing's chest.
You're sniping my kills, bro.
Yeah, it's just going to be literally this small sort of skull shape. It just goes straight through it. It literally goes straight through it, hits the wall on the other side, and just splinters into sort of little pieces.
It slumps down, and then its body transforms back down to a regular size. You have one more action, Lavari.
I'm going to say we need to get moving because I can hear something coming through or trying to come through the door, which I'm assuming is that ogre. So I'm gonna head this way to see what's in the other direction.
Okay, those stairs go down.
Okay, yep.
Mariata, what are you doing?
She's gonna glance at the belt of the fallen Dwargar and see if it's got one of those potions on it.
It does.
She's gonna step down and grab it.
Okay. So one more action. You don't have to spend an action searching for that. You knew what you were looking for.
And then she is going to move ahead of him 5 feet.
Okay. So their turn. Let me grab. You know what?
Moving bodies on the fly.
Yeah.
This is old school D&D. Run.
It's been quite a while since we played PF2 with this more of like old school D&D style. So I thought it might be a fun diversion.
That was an elixir of life, right? Based on...
It was, yeah.
Okay, the lesser one.
Dvergar are quite gifted in alchemy.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you can drag and drop it from the compendium, actually.
If it worked for me.
The compendium doesn't work for you? Oh, you know what? I haven't set it up in this fucking... Right. There's only so many games you can set it up in. And I just forgot to share it in this one. All right, so...
That's okay. I know what it does.
Okay. I've got my monster here. That door buckles, but does not give. That door smashes open. And let me just move that door out of the way so you can see what horror awaits beyond.
Oh, yeah, we can't see that far. It's too dark.
Soon. All right, so then it is... that's all their actions. Let me put that up there, maybe. And then we're on to Lavari. What are you doing?
Yeah, I need to see what's down there. Did we hear anything from the down the stairs?
Not yet, no.
No. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna head down to here.
Okay. So what you can see around the corner there, it looks like there is a trap door that's been thrown open, and it leads down into some tunnel underneath.
Well, with the pressing situation, I'm going to run over there and see if I can open it.
Okay. Oh, well, it's already open. It looks like someone came racing through. It's a fairly low tunnel in there, but if you shine your light down, it looks like it heads off 20 feet. Or let's see here, 10, 20, 30, 40. So it's about the full distance of your light spell in that direction, through sort of the undersurface here. Knowing where things were from before, that actually might be to the bunker.
Yeah.
Mariata, what are you doing? You're left in darkness.
Yeah, she's gonna scurry 25 feet here.
Okay.
And then spin 2 actions to prep a swing if anything comes barreling by.
You got it. All right, then on their turn. This thing shambles forward. Just checking
it. A little faster.
Here we go. 1, 2. Wow. Okay. Yeah, okay. And then, Elvari, your turn. What are you doing?
I've seen the tunnel. Do I think this big thing could fit down that tunnel?
Probably not. However, you did not see any way out of that bunker when you were in it before?
No. Yeah. Just wondering if we could use it. What do you think?
And it could squeeze its way in there. Like it wouldn't easily make its way in, but it could jam itself down into that tunnel. And the tunnel is probably wide enough for a large-sized creature.
Okay. well, we need light on the situation. We're going to get trapped if we go down there. So I'm going to set up here so they haven't got an easy line of sight on me, but I can shed some light on the situation. Can I hold like a divine lance? So if
no. So remember, so the way readying works in this, bank 2 for a 1 action as a reaction.
Yeah.
But I mean, can you see anything right now?
No.
At the top of the stairs?
No, it's out of...
Okay.
Might be better to put a shield up.
Yeah, I'll just put my shield up as my last reaction.
Marietta, what are you doing?
So I grabbed the potion and ran, so I didn't stow it, so it's in my hand with my sword, right?
Yep.
She's going to down the last of the potion.
Okay. That's
just to get herself
1d6.
topped up.
Nice.
Overheal.
Yep. So you're back up to...
That was a potent one, and then she'll prep another action to swing that sword, just hand on it, just ready.
Yep. Okay. Then on their turn. All right. Let me slowly shuffle this down into view. Yeah.
One more step. One more step. One more.
Now, just checking. Oh boy. I am going to give you a little bit of cover, Marietta, but this thing is so big, it has 10-foot reach. Oh, so, but you're going to get covered.
I thought it was going after Avari.
+2. Would you give us a... So what your AC right now is an 18, I believe, right?
Correct.
Okay. So this thing sees you. That's a 21. So it slams into you. You take... 10 points of damage.
Jesus.
Then it is Lavari's turn. What are you doing?
I see that, and I fire off Divine Lance straight away as soon as I see that come down the stairs. 15.
This thing is so incredibly easy to hit. Yeah, you gesture, and with your bless, that's a 15. So let's see here. Burns into this. Let me get to the right layer here. There we go. It growls out in pain as you scour into this thing. Let me put it overlapping on it so you can see it more easily. There you go. You still have one more action. What would you like to do?
Can I do a heal at range?
Not with one action.
That was an oversight. Okay. Well, I shall move over here then.
Okay.
Ready for next time.
All right. Marietta, what are you doing?
She was not expecting to be hit that hard, but her battle lust is up, and she's going to step in out of cover and just like try to cleave it as quickly as she can.
So and this
she cannot take another hit.
It's thick, like a what do you call it? Like almost overripe flesh. Seems like a ripe fruit ready to be sliced and split open.
Gotcha. But she's gonna pivot versatile and try to stab it right through its mouth where it's screaming at, just to like go for its spine.
That
just narratively speaking, or was piercing not a good idea? It's okay.
What description did I give you of its flesh?
Ready to be slashed. Okay. Yeah, she'll go for its neck then. Just a quick.
Okay. Oh, holy smokes! So good call on the slashing, because as you hack into this thing, it kind of splits open like an overcooked ham. An extra 10 points of damage. Because if you're slashing, so check this.
Oh, it's weak to slashing. Nice.
It almost bursts open with juicy flavor within. A horribly damaging first strike on this thing. You still have one more action. What would you like to do?
I stepped in. Oh, yeah, I did. I will go for it again because I got a hero point to blow.
Okay.
I was going to try to take it down, just screaming.
Come on.
Spend a hero point unless that hits.
Hero point. That does not hit, so go ahead and hero point. That's
well,
so close. Then it is this thing's turn. All right. So first, this thing, it did not like getting hit. So it pulls its like massive arm back swings in at you.
Bye-bye. It's been fun, world.
15. I rolled a 4. So this thing, it just barely, you get your sword up in time and push it aside. It then brings its second attack down. That one is going to hit. Because that's a 21, not a crit though. And
smush time.
9 points of damage.
Yep, I'm dying.
Okay.
Dying 1.
Remember 0. There's no negative hit points in PF2. So you got dying 1. As she is knocked down. Ilvari, what are you doing? It only has 2 actions. This is very slow.
I've still got to be next to you to do the heal.
Not if you do the ranged one. And that one heals more.
The ranged one also damages undead because it does positive. Not the ranged one, the 3-action one. 3-action, the burst.
Oh yeah, it would heal and hurt.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's 3 actions. Is it a ranged one though?
It's a burst, so it bursts out from you.
But what? Oh, is it a 30-foot?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a 30-foot. Oh yeah, I'll do that one. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought I had to be next to him.
No, it's healing is it's versatile, but it can be confusing with the different options. So go ahead and click on your heal spell. And I guess first off, what do we see as Ilvari is sort of drawing all this healing into him?
Yeah, so it's a bit confusing because obviously there's all these sort of, again, it's almost hands coming out of the ground as if like dead was coming out of the ground, and they're grabbing at the monster, but also sort of gently sort of almost caressing my sister, and sort of giving energy back to her. So
nice.
It's
you get
quite a confusing
6.
sight.
I'm just double checking. It's been a while since we had a character go down to 0.
Dying is removed. I get wounded 1.
We get wounded 1, but I'm just wondering how many hit points you get. You get all your hit points back.
The 6 from the heal, yeah.
The full benefit of healing? Okay, awesome. Yep. Yeah, so you're wounded 1. All right. And you're prone and you drop your weapon. And this thing gets a save against that. It's DC 17. It's will save's not great. I fail. And because this is positive damage, watch this. It burns as the wave hits this thing, almost scouring it away. So then Marietta, you're on the ground. This thing is above you. Little like embers are flaking off of its burned flesh.
She flails for a second, reaches for a weapon, 1 action to grab it.
Yep.
1 action to stand up. And then she's coming up. She's going to swing at it with the last bit of the magic on her weapon.
Please do. Come on.
Die.
Oh. What does it look like as you take this thing down?
She's rising up and hits the knee and just like sword on her shoulder just rips into it and then slices it down and almost bisects it from the middle, going up. And
it slumps down.
It kind of clumps.
Yeah. And there's this pooling mess of gore.
And then narratively, she just stomps on its head as it sits there.
All right. Then it is the bad guy's turn. You can hear sound of running and shouting in Dwarvish. They're coming! They're coming! Ilvari, what are you doing?
I might need a little bit of advice on this, but I was looking to move over and use a touch of undeath to temporarily turn.
So here is something else that I might suggest. One of the things that Dr. Ursprung is quite good at is making use of healing afterwards, first aid. Ilvari, because he is an herbalist, he has access to an ability to use nature instead of medicine to do the exact same thing, to provide first aid.
And is that even during initiative, like, or is it?
Yeah. It's well, you would normally need it to do battle medicine, but in this case, there's not. You will have a moment to drop out of initiative. There's no immediate threat here right now. I thought it was in
combat sort of thing. So okay.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. You need to have battle medicine normally in order to do that.
But they're a bit away. Okay.
Yeah.
So which one was it? It was
nature.
Nature.
And his DC, I think, 15 to a heal 2d8.
Yep.
Yeah.
I shall try that.
Don't quickly fill your.
Whoa!
That's even more now.
That is awesome. So 4d8.
Jeez.
Beautiful. Also, you each get a hero point.
Oh.
And holy smokes. So Lavari comes up and, a couple herbs taken out of his pouch. Here, hold on, sister.
Oh, and that gets rid of my wounded condition because he treated my wounds.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice. All right. So
She spit. That's nasty.
what do you guys wish to do now? Oh, well, we'll keep an initiative for now. But Lavari, I'll say your full turn was spent doing that.
Yep.
Marietta, what are you thinking?
She glances over the body of this thing. Probably doesn't see anything useful.
No. It's disgusting. There's a weird harness that's been attached to it, though.
Kind of harness.
Give us a crafting check, please. I'm not quite sure.
Maybe they kept it as a pet. And then she's going to move maybe 20 feet forward, kind of like listening for any enemies.
Sure, give us a perception check. Very nice. You can hear the sound of shouting further off. It sounds like someone is shouting towards someone else.
It's like they are fleeing, brother.
They may be preparing for you. Okay.
I feel that our brother is held somewhere.
Yalvari, what are you doing?
So they sound a little bit of distance away at the moment.
At least like 70 or 80 feet away. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to move back to this doorway.
Okay.
To the side of the doorway.
Okay.
So,
that door is completely splintered, busted by that hideous undead Hulk. Marietta, you're up next.
She's going to 50 feet up for 2 actions. And then she's going to move ahead a little bit more for 20 more feet.
Okay.
To the edge of her vision.
Okay. All right. It's them. Them. Okay. Yalvari, your turn. What are you doing?
I shall try and again shed some light on the situation. This is my first move. Can't see anything at this stage.
You hear the bleating of those goats as the light comes in.
Yeah, I'm going to take a position here, sort of using the pit as a sort of a bit of a protection.
Sure.
I'm just going to hold there.
Okay. Marietta.
She's going to 1 action, 2 actions, and then she's going to try and listen again.
Sure. Give us a perception.
Let's see if I can hear them plotting back there.
You can spend a hero point if you like, but it's those damn goats, I think, that are making too much.
Nah.
Okay.
2 hero points.
Now, let's see here. Okay. Then this. Let's see here. You hear the snap, chuck, of a crossbow. And 14. Shit, I think I just barely hit Lavari.
Yeah, 14, I think.
Okay.
Oh, 13's me AC.
Okay. So no crit then. 5 points of damage. A crossbow bolt grazes across your arm, leaving a nasty gash. And you can hear the sound of it being cranked and loaded once again. Came from somewhere off in this direction.
Give me the light, Lavari. Let me rush in.
Lavari, what are you doing? You know,
yeah,
one thing I'll just
suppose.
say, I was skeptical of when I first started running PF2. I was really annoyed that the Dark Vision didn't have a range in it. But having played a bunch of games that have ranges in it, I love that there's no range restriction in Dark Vision. You can just see, because it's stupid at night. If you have a chase, someone runs 120 feet away, you'll never see him again, regardless of the ambient condition. I just much prefer that. It's a pain in the butt sometimes for establishing mood and stuff, but I think it's makes much more sense. Okay, so you going forward, Lavari. That's one action to move. 2 actions.
That's 2 I've moved.
Okay.
I can just see, I believe, someone on the outskirts.
Yep. And you can see
so
he's pulling back a crank. He's reloading this crossbow.
if I stand there, can I take a sort of defensive position?
Yep.
So you'd have to.
So here's what you would gain from where you are. That if you're wanting to sort of like poke your head around, that would give you a +2. Yeah. And then if you took an action to take cover, that gives you +4.
Yeah, it's just I had to move to get there.
Yeah, you raced over and kind of slammed.
I just want to give some light.
Absolutely.
Try and keep a bit of cover.
Marietta, what are you doing?
Let's see. He's just
That's the tricky part.
Yeah. He's just a bit outside my normal 2 action movement, so she's going to resort to her warp step. So she's getting an extra 10 feet out of it.
Okay.
And so it's like the area starts to 1 action to move here, 1 stride. So it's like it starts to warp around her. Her speed picks up. And she just moves straight in here.
Awesome.
And, oh no, did I land in the right spot?
That's 2. What are you trying to get to?
Yes.
I went too far. I was supposed to go here. There.
Okay.
And then she just takes her sword. It's not magical anymore, but she just tries to impale him with it.
Yeah, I think so. Hold on. You can't actually see. You saw where he was, but you haven't actually. Give us a d20 roll. Let's just see here. Let's see what happens first.
Concealment.
I'm trying to sort of shed light around the corner.
He could like stick his
Here, let's do this.
quarterstaff at the corner.
With the way you described it, let me do this.
It's just I can't.
There you go.
Position. Oh, that's even better. Yeah.
If you hold down Alt, I think you're able to move yourself slightly off the thing.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
trying
so
to.
no problem. So you have no difficulty. Go ahead, make your attack, Marietta.
Okay. And non-magical.
Ooh, solid hit though. Look at this. If you want to go back to your piercing on this thing, this is not ready to burst undead flesh.
Yeah, if he's wearing like any kind of plate armor or anything, that's what she would get through the armor with that.
These things are wearing chain shirts. It seems chain armor.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you stab him. That's the end of your turn.
Yep.
Okay, so then on their turn, so here's what you see is that one drops. It's just like the last one. Drops the crossbow. The bolt falls out from where it had loaded it. Draws its mace once again and says, "You bastard!" in Dwarven. That is an 18, which I think is a hit.
Yep.
Okay, so you take 5 points of damage from that one. Oh, right in the knee. And then I got one more. Actually, the one more action is going to be to move back. And then you see in the darkness there is a dwarven or a dark dwarf woman carrying a big fuck off shield. Or not shield, a big fuck off hammer. And what she's going to do is very similar to what you did. She gestures around her weapon and says some kind of words. You guys can both give us a religion check if you like. See if you can identify what's going on. Nat 20. This is the basically divine equivalent of what Marietta cast. So she has enchanted her weapon and then runs forward. Does not have enough actions to attack, but she is in it, and that weapon is just like coruscating with unholy energies. Lavari, what do you want to do?
Is that the one that's just moved up? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, from here I think I'll I'll loose off the divine lance.
Go right ahead. Oh, nice hit. Yeah. So that is you still have one more action as well.
Yeah. I'm going to move up. Yeah, so there's more light on the situation.
Sure.
So.
And these things do seem to be, blinking and having difficulty seeing when you've got that bright light near them. Marietta, what are you doing? 3 actions.
Has it been long enough for my shield to recharge?
I don't think so. No, it's probably been like at best like maybe 5 minutes.
Okay.
So
she'll just grin and then cast her last first level spell of magic weapon.
Okay.
And just turn it a little sideways and
hold on.
says,
Let's see. Does this one have a reaction?
Hope not.
Does not.
Okay. She says, we'll see who's bigger, and tries to stab her with it.
Okay. Go right ahead. Come on, big money.
Ah,
You hero point that?
I would, yes.
Okay.
Because honor.
Nicely done. So was that slashing or piercing?
This was a piercing jab.
Okay, so
Just
you
trying to
see
get
this.
past her weapon.
She's pulling back the thing, and you see an opening, and stab your sword in. Let me go. Look at this. Whoa, huge! She bellows out in pain. Then it is. That was 2, 3. That's all your actions. Okay, so it's the Dark Dwarf's turn.
It's gonna hurt.
Whew. Okay. So for her. She will have to spend 1 action to stagger back away from you, and then to cast a spell. And it'll be. Would you, John, give us a 2d8 roll, please?
Gotcha. 14.
There is a divine light that enshrines her, and Ilavari, you don't need to make a roll. She has just called on some kind of healing magics.
Does it have a... Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, then it is this other thing's turn. He's going to finish loading the crossbow. Oh, he dropped his crossbow. He can't do that.
It was tethered to him, though, wasn't it?
What's that?
It was tethered to him, right? The other one said it was on a...
Yeah, that's true. It's tethered to him. He'd have to drop his mace, though. I think he's going to reach on his belt, and he's going to quaff that thing. Darren, would you give us a D6 roll, please?
Damn it. That was mine.
Oh. Okay, and then it will just move in to be ready to fight side by side with its mistress. Ilavari, what are you doing?
Yeah, I want to keep the range, really. They haven't got any ranged weapons at the moment, it looks.
Nothing in play, no. The mistress does not have a crossbow on her, just that massive hammer. And the other one has a crossbow kind of hanging loose on like a strap, but does not. It's not loaded.
Okay, I think Divine Lance is still my best option. I can't see that one, so...
Really good spell.
Yeah. Got it so I can see.
Okay.
I'll still get a bit of cover. So I'll do,
who are you firing at?
At the main...
The mistress?
The mistress, yeah.
Okay, go right ahead. Nat 1. I'm going to guess that you're going to...
Yeah,
hero point that sucker?
You got tons of those. Oh.
Ah! Misses and hits the back wall. That skull explodes behind. Marietta, what are you doing?
She's going to pivot around the side and get over here and try to clock the small one in the head.
Nicely done. Okay.
Let's end up there instead, so I have both of them in reach.
Okay.
Go after the little one so he doesn't add any more danger.
Go right ahead. Come on. Yes, that is a hit. And holy shit.
This was a slashing attack.
once again, look at this. That's how many hit points he had left.
Oh.
So you race in, and with a quick, carrying the momentum of your maneuver in, you cleave this thing's head, and the matron screams out, "Yeah!" in Dwarven. You still have one more action.
Yeah, and she says, "Pray to your dark gods. You're going to join them soon."
Nice. Go ahead. Number 2. Oh, 19 is a hit. Look at that. Boom. You catch her, but she's pretty freaking tough. All right, her turn now. She pulls back that enormous hammer, coruscating with unholy energy. And she swings. A 2! I rolled a 2! And so, even with a +1 from magical, the magical weapon, this is a total of 11. Swings at you and then hammers the ground, but like stone, splinters and breaks up from where it hits. She then swings on the backswing. I still have, so that's a +3 in, +4 in total now. 13. Yeah. And her final swing. This is -2 to hit. I rolled an 11. Nice. Once again, this unholy energy trails behind her weapon. And she screams out in Dwarvish, "Die! Die!" Elvira, your turn. What are you doing?
I was thinking I could help by getting, because you can flank in this, can't you? So
You can? Yep. Makes them flat-footed. +2 to hit.
I'll do Divine Lance, and then I'll move in
Sure.
to try and assist. So I'll do my Divine Lance first.
Okay. It's a miss.
You got
Want a
so
hero
many hero
point then?
points, though.
Yeah, you're sitting on a bunch of them.
one. Yeah.
That is a hit.
16.
All right.
And then I'm going to just move up to distract.
Okay.
Distractor.
Then Marietta, so you will need to move in order to flank if you choose to.
I will step in.
Yep.
Says,
She's trying to keep track of both adversaries at this point.
yeah, and what she's going to do, she's going to feint narratively, like go to jab at her feet and then lift up the tip and try to jab her right in the stomach.
Okay, go ahead. Ooh, you want to hero point that? Do you have any left?
I don't have any hero points.
Wait. Flanking. That is a hit.
Nice.
So you do exactly that. Your upward slash catches her right in the unarmored neck. Blood starts spewing out. She tries to voice something, but you have severed her vocal cords. And she drops down dead. The power in that weapon dissipating.
She looks over at Lavari and then nods as he actually did something right.
2 more actions. One more action.
Look at her belt and see if she's got a potion, and then grab it if she does.
2 of them.
Can I grab both with one?
Yep, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Then nothing is happening on the... Nothing you can hear from the Devergar. If you guys want to drop out and take 10 minutes, nothing is going to happen in the next 10 minutes. So you guys can... Until you leave this general area, nothing else of substantial consequence is going to happen. So...
I think it takes an hour before he can heal me again with medicine.
It is, yeah.
So she's going to pop... she's going to drink one of those little potions just to get herself topped up a little bit.
Okay. Nice.
Nice. She looks at Avari and tosses in the other one. Oh, actually, he could try to treat his own wounds if he wants.
Yep.
That's more efficient.
Yeah, I'll sort of shake my head and you keep it.
You take some of your herbs.
Try and do a bit of the old
Nasty
nature
stuff.
Nice. Okay, so 1d8 you heal. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Okay. All right. So a couple minutes to try and treat with herbs. You can hear a bit of shouting in Dwarven from elsewhere. And you hear something about, in the course of treating one another, you hear the word prisoner.
It's coming from south of us?
It's coming from out to the south, yeah.
Is it a door to the
Not
south?
the door here.
Oh.
Sorry, there is this door here that you have yet to open.
Oh.
But from out here, in that direction.
Oh, that's where we can hear him coming from.
Prisoner.
Yeah.
That would
Oh
be
yeah,
our
because
brother.
there was another sort of passage or something, weren't they, around the other way?
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to try this route in case it's another way to it, or do we want to go back the way we heard them?
I'd rather go around and rescue our brother.
I just wondered if this led in the same direction but a different route, but it probably doesn't. So
couldn't tell you.
no. Okay.
You want to peek your head in there, but if there's another ogre zombie.
Well, yeah, it'll probably potentially make it worse. So let's go with.
You could listen
what
to
we
the
can
door
hear.
if you like.
Yeah, well, that's worth doing, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay.
You're quite right.
So why don't you give us a perception check, please?
Just listen to the door. See, 18.
Absolute silence in there.
If we kill all the Dwargar, we can come back and look.
I just want to check if I'm just going to try and open it really carefully and peek through, just in case there's another route through
Sure.
that we might be able to use.
Let me open the door for you here.
Just,
Push the door aside. What you see is a stone-carved bed and desk occupy this drab room. Atop the desk are several shards of dark crystal, as well as a crumpled-up piece of paper and a burlap sack draped over a glowing object that emits colored light that shifts from blue to then green to then red. The dark crystal seems as if you've seen stuff like that for sale. Some of the fishermen, they had made some kind of you've seen this come out of the Dwarven Valley recently, a recently discovered material. Black.
I wonder what that could be.
How much light is that little thing putting off?
Only a soft glow with the thing draped over it.
She's gonna go and inspect that thing and maybe grab it as a light source.
Yeah, you pull it back, and what it is it's actually a lantern of some kind.
Oh.
So if you're going to carry it in your offhand, allow me to give you some light here, Mariana.
Yes, she will definitely take that.
Okay. I think Mariana's the one with Detect Magic as a cantrip, isn't she? Or did I get rid of that? And I think it's Lavari.
I don't think I've got that either. No.
Oh, maybe neither of you guys have it. Sorry.
No.
At one point, someone had one. Last night, as I was furiously putting these characters together.
I like them.
It doesn't matter. I mean, like the fact that it's giving off strange colors likely gives you enough to know that this thing has some kind of enchanted quality to it.
Yeah, I will say that they did seem to not like my bright light. It may have some effect on them.
Most definitely.
Yeah, might be able to shove it in front of their eyes as I stab them and distract them.
Do you want me to carry it?
No. This way we don't have to stay too close. Okay. And if they see me first, you can sneak up behind them and blast them.
Okay.
Although these things seem to be able to see in the dark anyway, so who knows?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there isn't... what I was looking for was the lighting. It's not on any of my DM screens, so... Let's see here. Light. 458. Let's just see. I can't remember how much it gives off. Here we go.
Margreta says, I'm out of my magic weapon spell, so I'll have to lean on your sorceries.
Oh, right. Yeah, you
Yeah,
use the last one up on that big baddie.
I've only got that harm spell left, other than cantrips, obviously.
Let's see here.
Well, if you find a good place to harm somebody, do it.
Yeah. It's just I can turn someone undead, so... Well, temporarily, per touch of the undead. So if I could make you temporarily undead, I could heal you and harm everyone else at the same time. That was my thinking.
Yeah.
But you'd have to sort of do that
How long does that
for the
last?
event.
I think it's 10 minutes, maybe?
No, it's only 1 minute.
Oh, only 1 minute, okay.
Okay, so do that
It says
before we run into...
frequency constant duration. Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah.
So do that before we get into the fight. Therefore, since they have undead, they might be using it to heal if they have any undead allies. So I might get caught in the healing lash.
Yeah.
So the lantern actually gives off more light than what the spell does. 30 feet bright, 30 feet dim.
Nice. Or I can give that to Ivari and he can cast light on my sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whichever one you guys prefer. It does mean that Lavari, like, he still has a shield up and he has his staff in the other hand, so it would...
Oh, yeah, no free hand.
Yeah.
I'll carry the lantern then.
Okay. So, there we go, guys. Now, what would you like to do next? Let me see if there's anything else of interest in here. I don't think there is. Oh, there is. There's some correspondence. Crumpled up piece of paper in here, written in strange Dwarvish. But since you guys are both fluent in it, what it says, brother, you will find me on the frozen ferry in East Haven. From this new base, the search for, and you don't understand this word, Chardellan, continues. Long may our father reign over this dark land. And it's signed by someone named Dearth.
Okay, that seems important. We should take that.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything to us at the moment. Let's find our brother.
Okay.
Okay.
I can take point now that I've got light, so...
Yeah.
Guys, go ahead and move yourself freely. I'll let you know when something happens.
I'm moving like single stride increments,
okay.
So... Okay, as soon as I get to about here, I think I'm going to start trying to move silently. I mean, the light will give us away, but our exact position.
Sure. Why don't you give us a stealth check, please? Let's see how well you're concealing yourself.
Not very.
Not very. Yeah, and you're still 2 minutes off from your next hero point. So go ahead and move yourself.
Stall.
Okay.
Right about there, half movement, because she still thinks she's being stealthy.
Yep.
I shake my head. It's not working
here.
You should try falling down on the ground and almost bleeding out
as
once.
you move there, I think that's when I can trigger my prepared action here, my ready action. Chunk! You hear the snap of another Dark Dwarf crossbow, and you take 4 points of damage, Mariana.
Son of a bitch.
So let's... you were in stealth, so I think you're rolling stealth. Were you sneaking? You didn't make a stealth roll, Lavari?
Once I saw that it didn't work, I didn't bother, basically.
So Lavari, each you took on your token. Lavari, go ahead and roll Perception as your initiative. And let me roll for these guys. Oof, I rolled pretty well.
That's not good.
Nat 1. All right. So first things first. So the one there is going to reload and then take another shot at you, Mariana. That's a miss. Terrible shot. Then he is going to move over here. The other one will step out. I have to spend one action to spot you, but it's pretty easy to do. And then fire his shot. That is a 19. Hit, not crit. 4 more damage. Quack! From that second one, but you can see him there, I think, Mariana. Mariana, your turn. What are you doing?
Well, no guts, no glory. She's gonna cast her warp step.
Nice. I'm pretty sure that's from Dark Archive.
Nice.
Yeah.
I went through that book. It's nice.
Super cool. Honestly, the last 4 core books that they've put out have all been awesome. Gotcha. I love Secrets of Magic, Guns and Gear, Book of the Dead, and Dark Archive. They're all great stuff.
Okay, so what she's going to do, she's attempting to, like, narratively, like, trick them out. So she's 30 feet here.
Yeah.
Then she ducks over here for 45. And then 50, like, she's moving as a blur.
Okay.
And ends up behind him and then just pivots and tries to go for the lower spine with
Why don't you do this? Give us a deception check. I'll let you as part of your movement. Oh, fuck, hold on. He's disappeared. One sec. Wrong layer. I was trying to put him to the back and put him on the DM's layer instead. I know, Anna. I fucked up. I'm fixing it. She is not pleased.
Well, I failed.
Well, it just means that you didn't fall or anything. It just means that you're not able to position. And let me put his health bar above so you can see it more easily. And then you have one more action.
Longsword, try to stab him in the spine.
Go right ahead. Oh, now you're
Not good.
fanciness threw you off. You do each get a hero point though. Then it is.
Could I spend it immediately, or?
Yeah, sure, if you like.
Yes. Because I don't like being outnumbered down here.
No, heck no. And that is a hit. So that is. Oh, you catch him right in the back as he was trying to reload. Elvari, what are you doing?
I am running after my sister. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm just gonna run down to the side of my sister, and I'm
Okay.
gonna do the touch of undeath onto
Onto her?
yeah.
Oh, that's
onto her.
pretty.
Okay. So go ahead and click on that. Nice. What does it look like, Elvari, as that takes hold on her?
So it's almost like a sort of mask comes over her face with the sort of skeleton shadow sort of showing through. She's still there, but it's almost like a sort of ghostly mask over the tops because it's temporary. So it just changes the features and that.
And it boosted the healing from the harm spell. Nice.
Yeah, but I can't do that at all. Obviously next turn.
Yeah, okay. Then it is the Dvergar, or the Dark Dwarf's turn. So the one that was reloading finishes reloading, and then it's going to fire at Mayata again. That's a 20 to hit, so that's a hit.
Take that bolt and shove it up your rear.
Only 3 points of damage, though. And then it reloads once again.
Gonna need that healing soon.
The one that you're facing drops a... Oh, what's he going to do? Speaks some kind of arcane, strange words. And then he... What am I doing here? Good Lord. Vanishes from sight. And you can hear the sound tick, 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 tick of those footsteps heading off. Marietta, what are you doing?
The eyes behind the skull of the spell narrows. She looks around trying to seek him out.
Go ahead.
She curses in like her best dwarven phrase and steps here and tries to cleave him.
Go ahead. Oh, that is a hit, not a crit, but great hit though. Yeah, blood sprays out from his wound. Yeah, you can see he's about to drop his crossbow. Elvari, what are you doing?
Yeah, seeing the state of my sister, I'm gonna have to do the harm spell.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do it on level 3, so it does the area effect. So
Okay.
harms the baddies and heals.
Awesome. Okay, so then
And he heal me 5 because of his status
Yeah,
spell.
it's only it's +2.
yeah, so then
good as
okay,
I
you're
hoped.
healed, but then they take damage. They have a save against it.
17, I think, is what it
Yeah,
was.
17. Okay, so
So
is it a
save.
fort save or is it a will save?
Fortitude.
Fort save. Okay. So their fort is there. We go. Okay. So that guy failed, so he takes the full 3. Does it do? Hold on, your
It's
Oh, only
30
to the
foot
target, okay.
range.
Okay.
So I don't know if the other one's...
and the other one save. He made his save, so it's a standard. So it's half damage still against him. Okay, or basic save, I think it's called, not standard. All right. Then it is the Dvagosh turn. Okay, so you can hear the sound of one grabbing something and then quaffing. Would you, John, give us a 1d6 roll, please?
That was my potion.
Okay. And then it's going to have to reload its crossbow. And then the other one is going to spend. Oh, so actually, it's got to do the same thing. I think it speaks the magic words and it vanishes. Lever am I on here? Here we go. And then you hear again the sound of feet running away. Marietta, you're up next. What are you doing?
I'm going to try to spot that one getting away.
Okay.
Just because.
Okay, that actually might be good enough. It's one off.
She's going to try again.
Okay. Where is it? Where is it? Shit. You have one more action.
She's okay.
There you go. You can hear right there.
You're on a different layer.
Oh, hold on. Right there.
Yeah, I point over there and says, "Blast him!"
Okay. Navari, what are you doing?
Yeah, I will try the Divine Lance.
Ooh, so range, you can't really use ranged on things. Yeah, like melee you can try when you're adjacent to it, but like your cone attack,
I could use my cone, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll move over to there, and then I'll do a sort of cone towards that.
Go ahead and click on the spell.
Yep.
Can't remember if he gets a save against this. Yeah, DC 13. Fails the save. So your spell casting modifier, which I think is +4.
So just 4 damage.
So yeah, you can hear the sound of pained cries as someone is hit who is invisible there. Then it is their turn, so he will switch weapons as one. You hear.
Oh, no.
And that's it for him. The other will follow suit. And then switch weapons. Marietta, what are you doing?
Okay, I didn't hear the pitter-patter of feet, right?
You did not, no.
Okay.
As far as you know, that person was exactly where... And when Ilvari's hunting him hit that area, you heard the sound of pain from that direction.
Okay, so I'm going to move here. Did he get bigger? So I can't move there?
You actually...
bump into him?
He's too big. Yeah, right there you can stop. Yeah.
Okay, so roll for concealment because he's technically still invisible. Okay.
You can hit him. Go ahead.
Okay, so I got 2 actions to use on him. I'm gonna try and just jab him in every vulnerable spot I can.
Ooh, it's a miss.
And both of them misses. I'm just like clanging against empty air.
Okay, Ilvari, what are you doing?
Yeah, same again. It's gonna have to be the Divine Lance.
Well, again, you can't use.
Oh no, sorry, he's hidden still, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, she's in a safe spot. So go ahead.
Yeah, so it'll have to be.
Failed it once again, which means. Let's look at this.
Standard 4, isn't it? Yeah.
So he first. Ooh, there we go. This massive Dvergar hits up against or Dark Dwarf hits against the side, and then blood coming from his eyes and nose shrinks down. You still have one more action, Ilvar.
Sniping my kills.
I can't see any exits in this room.
There are doors here, and along the bottom.
Those little white things are doors.
Yeah.
Oh, blimey, I didn't expect there to be so many. Yeah. And did I hear the other dwarf running off?
Oh, they actually fucked up
southeast?
as well, too. There is a door right here, too.
Oh.
Like a passageway right here. It's covered up for some reason in the dynamic lighting. Let me see if I can move just that. No, I can't. It's all part of a big chunk. Shit. Okay.
Could try to locate the other one there, Laura.
Yeah. So which do we have a rough idea which direction he sort of run off in?
You could you could seek if you like.
Yeah.
Give us a perception check. Awesome. He is right here in these squares.
he's a big fella. That's
but
me done, I think.
He will reveal himself momentarily here. So, he is back, and he swings back. He's got a 10-foot reach. He's going to try and hit you, Ilvari, because you killed his ally. So it brings that...
You can take a hit or two.
Here we go. That's terrible. That's an 11. I think is a miss.
Not even that hits me, no.
Then sweeps back the other way. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I do need to spend one action moving. So that means I only get one more attack. And this is a +1 to this. So 19, though.
Yeah, that's definitely...
So you take 5 points of damage from this massive mace. And then, Marietta, it is your turn. What are you doing?
She is going to move around here as an action, like get into almost like a flank position.
Okay.
If Ara moves, says nobody hits him but me, and then goes for a kneecap with a slash.
Sure. That is well, bless isn't still active. That is not quite a hit.
Darn.
Yeah. You have one more action though.
Try to kneecap him with the other.
There
attack.
you go. Okay, good hit. It's his size. You're what would have been a much more damaging strike is just off because of the size of this dark dwarf. Then it is Ilvari. What are you doing?
Can I use Divine Lance when I'm standing next to him?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. I shall move down then to sort of flank him.
Okay.
I fire it off.
Solid hit. And he burns. Then it is his turn. He sweeps that the mace down at you once again, Ilvari. That is a 17. 17.
Yep.
Okay, you take 5 points of damage once again. Swings again. You die! 19 hits once again.
Ooh.
Shit.
That is 8 points of damage this time. So I think you're at 0 and dying. And then he will spend the last action trying to hit you, Marietta. That is a -3. That's a miss on you. It's 13 total. Marietta, your brother is down. What are you doing?
She says, "I didn't mean for you to let them hit you." And then she's just gonna go all out on him, just like piercing, try to jab up right where his heart is.
Yep.
No! Bunch of misses.
Oh no. Okay. Then so Ilvari, what happens in the initiative? You go after the Dvergar now. Is it immediately after or immediately before the it's immediately before, isn't it?
It's before, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you're actually in the same thing. So, you can give us a what is it? Death save. So you could spend. Where is it here? It's been so long since we've had to try to kill one of you guys. Here we are. Okay. That's perception. Where are you? Here we go.
Should have used shield.
Here we go. Okay. So you're currently dying 1. Give us a flat DC check. So a D20 roll, please. DC is 11 right now. Okay. Nat 20!
And then the bloodline's showing its face.
Hell yes. So it's reduced by 2. Unfortunately, you don't get any. You're not back up, but you've got
Stable.
Yeah, that's amazing. So then it is the Farraghar's turn. Did they change that in the reprint? Or is that the way that works in PF2 now? I can't remember offhand.
Oh,
you know what?
Up.
I'm a dummy. Let's see here. Dying. Rules. Here we go. Death and dying rules. It's in the compendium. Okay. Let's see here.
Your 0 hit points remain unconscious. You can wake up as described. So yeah, he's just 0 and unconscious.
Yeah, so 0 and knocked out right now. You're not going to be dying any longer. All right, so then this thing has a couple of actions. Try and get you, Marietta. First one's a miss. I got an 11. Second one, 18.
That'll hit.
That is 6 points of damage. And the final one is a miss. So it just... Marietta, your turn. What are you doing?
She grits her teeth as blood starts to seep out from her biting her lip so hard. Mm-hmm. She's going to try and dance around him to get closer to her brother. Kind of like throw him off step, make one attack, and hopefully downs him. Like, should have stayed on the ground where you belong.
You got one more attack?
I don't have any hero points left either. So I'm doing... my shield hasn't responded yet. So last one.
No, it's a hit! Oh. And once again, 4 points left. What does it look like as you take this last dark dwarf down?
Yeah. So she ducks around him, swings at him, kind of like misses, and he's like, "Oh, you're not going to hit me." And she's like, right in the skull, through the mouth. Yes, I am.
And once again, as it bleeds out, it shrinks back down to...
Pulls out the last elixir and just into Valerie's mouth.
Go ahead and roll 1d6. 3. You get 3 hit points back.
Welcome back to the world of living, brother.
You look around, Lavari, and there are a bunch of downed 2 corpses of dark dwarves in here. What do you do next, guys?
As I'm coming round, maybe check those bodies. Have they drunk
some
of theirs?
I think
they
both.
some,
They've. You can find on the ground nearby. There are the expired ones. They did make use.
Yep.
Yeah, both made use of it.
Oh, let's see if our brother's in here. I'm gonna start over here.
So it takes a little bit of searching, and what you find is your brother is unconscious in one of them.
Like out of exhaustion, or was he beaten within an inch of his life?
He was. I mean, it's a combination of that fall. Likely, he's like his legs busted up. And let me open the door for you there. His leg is busted, and he's unconscious, like similar to the condition that Lavari found himself in. Like near dying, but just stable and unconscious.
See if you can patch him up well enough to move him.
Yeah, can I do anything to try and...
Yep, herbalism.
Tend to those ones, yeah.
Yes, nature
absolutely.
Check. Give it a nature check.
You want a hero point then?
Roll that. Yep.
Nice. Okay, so 1d8. I mean, he's got 1d8. That's how many hit points he will have, and you can also treat each other or yourselves, if you'd like. 8. So yeah, he's back up. His eyes sort of flutter as you're, crushing these aromatic herbs under his nose, and he looks up at you. Brother, sister. What?
Brother?
Where am I? What? The dwarves. There are dark dwarves.
There were dark dwarves, brother.
Really?
Certainly less now.
She brushes some blood off of her armor.
Okay. Would you like to make a nature check to try and treat one another? You will find there are no other dark dwarves in this complex.
We should definitely patch ourselves up a bit more.
I got one more hero point.
Okay.
Try that.
Who was that for? Yourself or for Marietta?
I would have done the sister first.
Okay.
At least she didn't hurt me.
And yourself. So 1d8 for yourself.
Okay.
I mean, she didn't like the smell of the herbs before, so.
Yeah, I know. It's like, keep those to yourselves.
You gotta leave that on for 10 minutes. All right, so you healed 4. So then, a quick search of the complex. What I'll do is let me just, I'm gonna get rid of the dynamic lighting on here so you guys can just see the full complex. Because you will have ample opportunity to explore. Can you see the whole thing now?
Not
Yes.
Oh, we can now. Yep.
Okay, so this is the extent of the complex. What you find in here, let me just quickly go through here. In those rooms to the west there are a stack of things that you know to have been, just from chat around town, a bunch of stuff that's been stolen from Caer Konig. There are 25 pearls carved into decorative beads. There's another sack that has 3 daggers, a set of woodcarver's tools, a set of navigator's tools, fish tackle, and then you also find 2 more potions of healing. These are actual full-on magical potions of healing, not just potions of heal, I guess, in this game.
I remember hearing about the raid in our Legacy of the Crystal Shard, so this is the... What happened after that in nearby town. Cool.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't think there's really much. The 2 goats, if you check them more closely, they have bridling on them, but they seem to be like not this kind of dwarf, like Valley dwarf. Mm-hmm. These goats may have been stolen from the dwarves.
Gotcha. Are they okay to handle since our brother's awake?
Absolutely. Yeah, okay. You guys can easily handle those things.
We'll need them to pull the cart back with the stolen stuff. The sled back.
Yeah, you could easily pack up, and there's enough supplies in here to do that. So with that, I'm just going to quickly make sure I'm not missing anything that you guys have. Oh, back here, there's also, now that you have a chance to look at it more closely, that last chamber right here, where you face the that giant zombie, that's actually an armory.
Oh.
Start with 2 suits of scale mail-sized for dwarves, 2 steel shields, 3 war picks, 9 javelins, 2 climbers kits, and 4 mess kits.
Oh, take those back to town armor cells in case another raid.
Mm-hmm. And then apart from that,
and
those crystals,
the death holes.
The crystals in the matron's chamber. Do you want to take those back with you as well? They are. Like an ordinarily tinted glass, and so like a glass made out of that dark ice or black ice. 3 dagger-sized pieces, not made into a dagger, but like the size of them.
I don't think Moriata is as hesitant around them as, say, Falcor would be.
No, there's no reason. It's just another. At this point, your understanding is that it's another treasure.
They're worth investigating.
I'd rather have. Does our brother have detect magic? Could he tell if they're magical?
Your brother is not. No, he's sort of like he likely when he's once he fully comes into his own as an adult. He's like 16 years old. Once he's fully grown, he'll be able to master some spells, but he's not quite there yet.
Okay. Well, Moriata wears gloves because you wear gloves out here, otherwise you get frostbite.
Yep.
She's gonna scoop them in a bag and take them along.
Sure. And you've got this magical lantern now too. So then, I suppose, guys, with that, we can bring the tail. What is it? What do I call this thing? The door in the Vale
Nice.
to a close. So our heroes.
I believe we survived that.
And these are level 1 characters, too. So like that's. With our heroes riding away, we will bring our one-shot to a close. If we were revisiting these characters at any point, you would reach 2nd level. So these characters would be 2nd level if we see them again. Whether we do or not, I mean, taking black ice into your possession, that never has had a bad consequence, right? So, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for our one-shot war story. in our ongoing Legacy of the Crystal Shard campaign. In 2 weeks' time, we expect to be back to the main game. Until then, as is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, or the game we played today, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. In addition, there's a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where all of us are active, and we have channels there dedicated to this game, this campaign, and every other game we run on the channel, as well as a bunch of other great channels, and a terrific community of helpful, people. You also have a Find a Group channel that often has people looking for people to play with. So if you either are looking for people to play with or people to play in your games, you can feel free to join us over there. There's also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print games in RPGs in North America. They have a terrific selection of out-of-print and hard-to-find RPGs, as well as new RPGs and new tabletop game or new board games, new card games. I like them best for their out-of-print stuff because if they don't have it in stock, you can often wishlist it, and then when it comes in, they'll send you an email, let you know that it's in, and you can snag that and help fill some holes in your collection. If you do make a purchase of $10 or more through their website, be sure to enter the code MUSINGS at checkout, and you'll save yourself 10% on your purchase. In addition, there's a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, a really great organization active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphan and abandoned children, including ongoing relief efforts in the Ukraine and surrounding countries, at the time of recording at least. In addition, first off, all donations that go through that link go directly to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman. It just goes to help out the kids who benefit from their activities. And as a small way of saying thank you, in December of 2022 will be our next charity raffle. And every $25 Canadian that you donate gives you one chance to win the next grand prize or one of the other great prizes in the next charity raffle. You can see the prizes we awarded in the last raffle on the Charity Initiatives channel on the Dungeon Musings Discord server. And in addition to that, you can also vote in our to help shape the upcoming charity sessions we'll be playing. Our next charity session will be a session of Eden Studios' classic zombie apocalypse game, All Flesh Must Be Eaten. And voting is still ongoing for what setting we'll be playing in. The leader right now is an 80s set or a shopping mall under assault by zombies, set in the 80s, so that should be a lot of fun. And then once the voting for that closes on Sunday, we'll open up for our last thing to vote for, where donors can vote for what kinds of heroes we'll be playing. Whether it's going to be, teenagers or, more competent characters or just a bunch of random, people who work in the mall or are visiting the mall. We'll see. The donors will help us decide that, and then we'll play the game, I believe, on September 4th or 6th or something like that. And then that will also, if you've donated since June 15, 2022, you'll have a chance to vote on all of our charity sessions between now and end of year. So lots of ways to win some cool prizes, to have a say in what's played on the channel, and to help out some kids who could really use some help. Last thing I will say is a huge thank you to our stalwart players. So John and Darren, who only found out this morning they'll be playing these things, you guys did an awesome job, as always, of just bringing these pre-gens to life and making them feel like they're actual brothers and sisters, relationships. So thanks so much for playing today, guys. This was a shit ton of fun.
It was definitely really fun.
Yeah, that's good.
Awesome. Then, for those listening at home, we'll be back in the Icewind Dale in 2 weeks' time. And until then, we hope that we gave you a few hours, take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our heroes in the Icewind Dale, the new ones we've just met and the old ones we've known for a while, are encountering. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.